As always, Trip Flip every Sunday nights at 8 p.m., 7 Central on Travel Channel. I'm on tour, Cincinnati, Portland, Baltimore. Go to BertBertBert.com, get a shirt. Love your family. This episode, Matt Mira.
Is the Bertcast.
Sue, talking to Mike.
Check.
All right, here we go. I think we're recording. Yeah, we are officially recording. Sweet. Do you guys tape the show up there?
We've taped a few up there, but we built that studio, and now Pete Holmes uses it the most.
I just did one. I just did Pete's there.
Oh, you made it weird?
I did.
Nice.
Man, let me tell you something. It's interesting when you do podcasts and you get a big response, and then all of a sudden you do a podcast that you never heard of, and you realize, holy shit, that's a brand new set of fans I never even knew existed.
Exactly.
It's crossover. This is crossover. Are you Death Squad friendly?
Oh, yeah.
Do you do like red bands or anyone's?
I've never done it. I was going to do, I guess still going to do Kevin Pereira's podcast, which is sort of...
Well, you're one of those...
Death
Hold
Squad
on. Let's
adjacent.
start from the fucking beginning.
Yeah, sure.
Assess the ManCave.
Okay,
this all started because I was in Minneapolis, and you made a statement which I would not disagree with.
Sure.
However, I am in that group. It's like saying dudes with neck tattoos don't have a future to a fucking BMX rider.
all right. Here's what I said for those listening. I was home. It was a typical Saturday or Sunday. I don't know. DIY Network was on. Running a marathon of ManCave. Said to myself, you know what? I'll check this out. I like it when they're building stuff. Let's see what they're doing.
I'm obsessed with DIY.
Yeah,
I work for the same family. Scripps,
right,
owns Travel Channel and I work for Travel Channel, and they own DIY. So keep going.
All right, so I'm watching it, and I'm just looking at it. I'm enjoying the construction of it. But then the thing that got me was just by the second episode, I was like, this guy's a dick. The guy that wanted the ManCave.
Yeah.
And it's always the wife that's like, well, you know, I guess he should have his own space and get the fuck out of my house. That kind of bullshit. And I'm just like, it's just the most insane thing. And then they're putting in 4 fucking beer taps, which the guy, after you're out of there, that guy can't afford 4 kegs for that goddamn...
I will say, keep going and remind me to talk about kegs.
Yeah, sure. That guy's not going to be able to afford it. He's not going to be cooking steaks out there all the time. He can't afford steaks all the time. You're giving him this wonderful room when I just want to call it a finished fucking basement. It's just a finished basement. You finally did something with the goddamn basement. You don't need to call it a man cave.
Yeah.
The term itself is just so ridiculous. It's not a cave, and it's unisex. Anybody can go down there. It's just usually... You put a nice television in a place with a comfortable chair. Yeah. You can't just call it a man cave because of that. If I want a real man cave, I want like a pool table to rise from the floor.
Yes.
Or some like I just...
You want more like a bat cave.
I want or like Goldfinger's place in Kentucky when, the map, the diorama of Fort Knox comes up.
I don't perform at Nerdist Meltdown. I don't know. I don't get that reference.
In the movie Goldfinger. The 4th James Bond movie, traditionally thought of as the best James Bond movie.
Oh, I fucking love you already.
Goldfinger has a play where he shows all the mobsters.
It's so fun when you hang out with a dude with different interests than yourself. Like, one of my good friends, my wife fucked this up, but one of my good friends was this guy named Matt. I'm forgetting his last name. They lived above us when we lived down in the Miracle Mile. And he was, and I say this, I'm hesitant to ever use the word nerd because it was like a negative term when I was growing up, but he was a nerd. He was really into like comic books and superheroes and stuff like that. And one night, we got high and he was like, I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm going up to watch a movie. I said, what movie? He goes, you wouldn't like it. And I said, why? Because I'm a meathead. I'm a regular fucking, I never was called a nerd my entire life growing up. I played sports. I was lettered. I was like that. I was that guy. Yeah. And he knows me, but we like cigars, and he goes, it's a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You wouldn't enjoy it. And I went, what is it? And he goes, I'm not even going to tell you because you're going to make fun of me that I'm a 42-year-old man and I'm excited about this movie. I said, well, just tell me about it. And he tells me about it, and I got excited. And I went, oh, this is cool. Well, I want to go watch it. And he goes, seriously? I was like, yeah. So we went to his room, and we watched it, or we went to his house, his apartment, watched it, and I fucking loved it. And I liked getting into the obsessive part. But the problem is I don't have that gene that, like, I can do that, but I don't have the gene that can sit and like read The Walking Dead graphic novels.
Sure. Okay.
Like I can't.
Well, what do you read when you're shitting?
I don't. The Chive.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So I go to the
Sounds
Chive
good. Yeah.
and like and then Google myself.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So wait. Let's.
So then you start masturbating.
So yeah, then I start masturbating. so let's backtrack. So then you had this observation and you tweeted it.
Third episode, I was like, "Fuck these guys." So
Your tweet was.
I tweeted after watching 3 episodes of DIY's man caves. I've decided that I don't want to be friends with anyone who wants or has a man cave.
Now,
Yes.
I start getting tweets.
Yes. Of course.
Yeah, because that's what it is. It's just a bunch of hall monitors. Bert, he's talking shit about you. And I'm like, no. And so I read it and I laugh because it's a
Right.
funny tweet. And I watch this show too.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, it's like, look. I the first time I watched the show, I was like, I want one of those. That's all I thought. I didn't think anything judging of the people.
So
but then,
was it your idea or was it DIY? Was it scripts
it
going
was
like,
mine.
hey, let's do this crossover?
It was mine.
Yeah?
I believe in putting out what you want in life.
Yeah, sure.
Hardcore. I want a 4-camera sitcom that shoots in Hollywood.
Love it.
That's what I want.
Hollywood Center Studios, where we go?
Say,
Let's go to the Sony lot.
that's
Let's
what
go
I'm
on the Sony lot.
fucking talking about.
Yeah.
You put it out there and it comes to you.
Right.
And my wife
Do you
said,
need a fat, nerdy neighbor?
in a heartbeat. So we bought this house, and when we bought this house, I was not a fan of the house.
Okay.
This area right here was attached to the garage. It was a walk. You could walk through, like right where that wine refrigerator is.
Of course. Which you've kept so nicely stocked. It's not bad.
It's
Not
actually
bad.
fucking
Not bad.
stocked to the
Because
gills.
you don't drink wine. That's your fucking problem.
Are you shitting me? You should Google me. So that was they closed that off. But what happened is we came out and I saw this area. My dad was like, "Buddy, you should build a man cave back here. It'd be really nice." And it was a woodworking shop. This area, and I was like, yeah, that would be nice. In my head, I was like, yeah, that'll be my dream. I'll buy this house so that I can just. Ultimately, one day I'll work on this, and I like doing handy guy type shit, although I'm not good at it. So we bought the house, and then my wife kept saying, "There's a show, Man Caves. You should get on Man Caves." And I was like, "Yeah." And I knew there was a crossover, but I didn't know it would work. And then one day I was at an upfront in Dallas, and I literally went right up to the SVP of DIY, Andy Singer, who's now my boss.
Sure.
I was like, "I want a man cave," and he was like, "We could do that. We should do that." And he was like, "We should do some crossover stuff."
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, well, we'll talk about that." And I said it to everyone. I was like, "I want a man cave." And then he jokingly said, he went to the University of Florida. I went to Florida State.
Okay.
He goes, I give you a man cave, I'm going to put gator shit all over it. Hence those gator heads right there. So, and so I got to keep them there out of respect.
Right, of course.
But so, yeah, I got a man cave. It was amazing. It's the most amazing
you've got
thing.
exposed beams in here.
Oh, this is-
Architecturally, it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
It is actually.
It's nicer than my house.
I will say, of the 3 man caves I saw finished, this is the best one.
Rainn Wilson has the best one,
Oh, really?
apparently.
Did he? Now, what's the deal here? Do you guys split cost, or do they say, "Here, take it,
Nothing.
you got it"?
You got it. It's nice now,
deal,
huh?
huh?
Yeah.
No,
Fuck it, you look around, you're
now I'm like,
yeah,
well,
and now
this
you're like,
is something.
fucking, it's a gift from the gods.
They do
Here's-
anything in townhouses.
You look around. These are the things I love about it. So if you look at this, I can close this, and that's a map that comes down because I'm on Travel Channel.
All right.
Pretty fucking
All right,
nice.
I'm on board with that situation right there.
Yeah, you had some James Bond shit right there.
Oh, that's very much James Bond shit. And then you got the comedy records. You got Kinnison up there.
Yeah, Kinnison, Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith, of course. Red Fox.
And then of course Pryor, but I can't. My wife's like, you got to take them down because the N words in that one, and my daughters can read. So it's like, fucking seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
And so then I got pictures of like things I've done. It was weird because they just put those up, and I wanted to change them out, but I never have.
Yeah, of course, you're not going to.
And then, and then here's the funny thing about kegerators.
Yes, okay. let's go.
Kegerators are really a great idea on
Sure.
paper.
Yeah.
But man, it is a pain in the fucking ass.
It's a lot of upkeep.
It's like dating a stripper. Like you gotta clean out the holes. Like it's a nightmare. So like I got the kegerator and I was like, this would be great. Bought the first keg and then used it and then didn't use it for like 3 months.
Yep.
Because it's so much easier to I just fill it with beer now.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. That tap is useless.
You got to have some guy come in and clean the lines.
Yep.
Like you can't.
That's why bars have people that do that.
Yeah.
For a living. That's their job. They go clean the lines out.
It's so funny though. Yeah. But I will say my experience with ManCaves was I was like one of the best things that ever happened to me.
I'm gonna watch your episode. I'm gonna download it.
Oh, I look so fucking unmanly in it. I am such a
You're talking to a guy wearing cargo shorts, so I'm on board this not looking manly thing.
Wait, what? So let's digress.
Sure.
And then let's talk about the nerd concept.
The nerd concept, yeah, sure.
Are you like a self-proclaimed nerd, or were you really like a nerd growing up?
No, I mean I was nerdy, and when I found that out, it was in 6th grade. I got invited to a Halloween party.
Yeah.
And I showed up dressed like Scotty from Star Trek.
Oh my God! Do you know how much that endears you to me? Like that makes me like you so much. See, there's a thing I have like that I think everyone has is like sometimes you see people jump on the nerd bandwagon and try to make $1.
Yeah.
Same way people did with blue collar. It made me crazy when you do stand up and people are like I just it's like I like those guys. I'm a blue collar guy. I like to fix my own car. What can you say? And you're like, bullshit. Fuck you. You're trying to hook onto a brand. Don't be brand.
What a carburetor does. Tell me what a carburetor does.
Be who the fuck you are, and I will like that.
Yeah.
But when I saw you walking up my front yard, I was like, I think you're genuinely.
Of course.
You are who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a hoodie and a beard and I'm fat.
Yeah.
Nerd. off the bat. No, it's a thing, and now it's become a thing where you kind of see nerd posers out there, and some people call Hardwick a nerd poser, but if you look at that guy's fucking background of Latin, AP Latin chess, starting the chess club.
But if you listen to y'all's podcast at all, you understand that his passion.
You know what he is? He's a nerd with a fucking stylist. He's a nerd with money now. Well, yeah, that's why you see him on Talking Dead in like great looking blazers and ties that match whatever fucking plaid pattern.
I've known Chris for a long time. I've known him. I knew him. We had the same executive producer that produced Singled Out, produced my first TV show.
Oh, nice.
So we used to pass each other just randomly, and we were both unworking comics, and so and we were always going out for like the same pilots.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I never thought of him. I never think of anyone in comedy I think of as the same kin.
Yeah, of course.
I believe that if you start in this business as an open micer and work your way
a
up,
fellowship there.
There's a hardcore fellowship.
I still run an open mic at Meltdown.
Really?
On Sunday nights.
Really?
I don't show up to it as much as I used to, but it used to be called Matt Meyer's Day Off.
Yeah.
Because it was like my one day off from work was Sundays, and I would host the open mic and. We'd have like 30 comics going up, and it was great. And
what's stand up like there? Is it genre sensitive? Like, do you have to like talk about comics and stuff? Because I was saying this to someone. I was just there to do Pete's thing.
Yeah.
I swear to God when I say this, and I don't mean this disrespectfully to anyone, but like I was shocked that it was made for adults because I was like.
Oh, at the store?
Yeah, like the store. Yeah. I didn't know that. I was like, I thought it was like a kid's store.
Yeah. I
was like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah,
and then I was like, oh shit, this is straight up for people who love comic books. I don't think I understood that at all. And then I was like, I was blown away. I actually went and got a cup of coffee and came back and then did a reassessment of it because Pete was like running late. And then I was like, wait, where's the fuck? I'd heard that there were shows there, but I didn't know. Like I couldn't put my head around it.
Did you go in the back and see the little space?
I did. It's they were having like some artist was talking.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like it was in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
But it was really cool.
It's a great space, and the guy that runs it, Gaston, he is such he's a guy that just loves comics, loves the genre, and the store. It's the best comic book store in the country, I think. Like just the sheer amount of stuff they have there for everything, and they have like toys. They have like. Just everything.
I was like
art in the back hanging up of like Mickey Mouse fucking Minnie and stuff like that.
I was genuinely jealous that I'm not interested in that.
Sure.
So I was like I would love to find a place like this, something like I was saying to someone, I go to sporting goods stores.
Yeah.
Like I can walk around sporting goods stores for hours. Like I literally don't need to buy anything.
Like a Dick's Sporting Good or where do you go? Where do you go?
Dude, don't get me onto a Dick's. I work the first floor hardcore and then hit the second and then come back down and hit the weights. I fucking love It's my dad. It's because my dad, me and him would connect. He was a runner.
Yeah.
And we connect by him going to get shoes or going to a sporting goods store. So we just go to sporting goods stores on like Saturdays.
Yeah.
We go, you want to go to Sports Unlimited?
Well, I used to go all the time with my dad was in the Army, and then...
Really?
He was for 20-something years. Like, he retired.
Really?
He signed up before Vietnam because he was like, they're going to pull my draft number. And they actually pulled his number 3rd anyway, but he was already in.
Yeah.
He signed up. And he got out. He was retired... He had been he retired, and then the first Gulf War happened, and then they called him back up. So then he had to go to Iraq, but as he was going over to Iraq, the war ended because it was like a 4-day thing.
Oh,
they called him up, and I was like second.
Wait, are
grade.
you the youngest?
Yeah, I was the youngest of 4.
Really?
Yeah, so my brother...
Your brother must be my age.
My sister... Well, my sister's 40...
I'm 40.
44. Yeah, my brother's born in 76. So that's
What's that like having like so I'm broad stroking this,
No,
but like
please, go ahead.
growing up in like the Northeast,
Yeah.
you got a sister my age.
Yeah.
Brother
yeah.
probably my age too.
Yeah. I have 2 sisters and a brother and then me.
But like you
they're
grew
all-
up probably very liberal.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah, but they probably grew up a tad bit more conservative because their life, what they experienced in life, was very different than what you experienced in life.
I think so. I don't know where the departure happened. And here's the fun thing about my family. In 2004, my parents sold the house and then they moved to Florida.
Where?
Orlando. And
Really?
I was supposed to move to Florida with them because I was 20. I was going to transfer to UCF.
Fun school.
Yeah. And the plan was, transfer to UCF, finish up college, then I was going to move. I was going to either move to New York or to LA to do comedy. That was my plan. So what happened was we moved. We got everything down there. My stuff's still in storage, by the way.
In Orlando.
In Orlando. Yeah.
Just for the record, it's fucking moldy as shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's a climate-controlled storage facility, but
okay,
fuck it.
yeah.
I don't even want to see anything that's down there. But so we got there, and at the time we were in. My aunt had passed away, left my dad her condo.
Yeah.
So it was a 1-bedroom condo, and my siblings, who I don't know when they'll ever be self-sufficient. They're those types of people.
Yep.
So my brother had moved down with his wife and kids. They lived in Clearwater.
Okay. I
my
have a
two
house in Clearwater.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
well,
I grew up in Florida, so.
Oh, well,
yeah.
You know what it's
Yes.
like there. Well, here's the thing. I got there, and it was a 1-bedroom condo that we were staying in, and we were just staying there until they had the money from the house that they just sold in Massachusetts, and they were the plan was, let's buy, we'll buy a house as a guest room, a couple bedrooms, and a pool. Great. But I got down there, and it's this 1-bedroom place, and I just fucking freaked out because, I would wake up in the morning, and I'd be like, what the fuck am I going to do today?
Yeah.
I need to find a job. And then I would just go down Seminole Drive and fucking go to the Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
And then I would just be in the Barnes & Noble and be like, is this my fucking life? And then I walk out of the Barnes & Noble, and there's like a Christ Superstore across the street. And I'm like, what is this place? And not only that, it was June, I think, when we moved. So it was the most
it's fucking blistering,
humid bullshit I'd ever experienced in my life. So I got home. It was I made it 6 days. I made it 6 days living in Florida.
Really?
Yeah, and I got home and I said to my mother, I was like, I have to buy a plane ticket back to Boston, and I can't do this. I'm not gonna.
Really? So, what did you just move back to Boston?
I moved back. Yeah, I moved back to Boston to stay with my buddies in Lowell who ran a funeral home. So I stayed there and worked at a funeral home for 4 years.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking killed myself. I couldn't deal with death like that.
Oh, you get really desensitized to it. Really, really quickly.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I'd fucking put a gun in my mouth. I'd fucking. I'm freaking out. I can't even talk about death. I will start having an anxiety attack.
Okay, well
So wait. So then, when did you start doing stand up?
I started doing stand up. So I went back up to Massachusetts 2004. Went back to school full time. Got into the improv thing at my school. Then I was like, this is kind of. I just want to. It was then Arrested Development was on.
Yeah.
At the time, so it was 2004, 2005, and I was watching it. And I was like, this is fucking amazing. This is what I want to do. I want to write comedy. I want to write comedy.
That really was a great show.
Oh god, it was so good. It was so good. I'm really cautiously optimistic about the Netflix run that's going to happen in a couple
What
months,
are they?
a month
They're
or so.
redoing it or something?
They have 13 episodes. that they're dropping.
Really?
Yeah. How do you not know this?
because I don't.
Well, just Google it.
I'm so fucking obsessed with myself.
Is the Chive not putting this out there?
No,
for you?
the Chive hasn't told me. No, I heard there was going to be a movie or something.
Well, they were going to do, but then they were like, well, let's do some episodes that'll lead up to a movie.
Okay.
So they did like 10 or 11 episodes, and they're going to premiere in May.
Now I'm trying to think of a fact you might not know that you'll be
Go
like,
ahead.
shut up, get out of here. Here we go. No, so they're doing 13.
So then I was in the writing program at school. I went to the Art Institute, which is the thing that you see when you're watching Jerry Springer. It's the school they play commercials for. So it's one of those for-profit, like ITT Tech kind of schools.
Oh, okay, all right.
But it's the Art Institute. It's geared towards, the arts or whatever. My major was digital media production, which was encompassing everything. And
I hung out with a bunch of college girls this weekend, and one of them is like, my major is mass media, and that was the one major I could get into when I was going into college. And I was like, oh, fucking God forbid. She goes, oh, you'd be great. Like, we talk about Twitter, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Mass media when I was in college was like nothing. They were like the news. Well, there was no such thing as like fucking what is technically mass media these days.
Yeah, no, it's a bizarre flash that we saw. We lived.
I remember getting an email address in college and going, well, I'll never use this.
You got a .edu. And
I was like, yeah, good luck. I remember that one of our things was, one of our homeworks for creative writing was, all you had to do was take the paper we had previously written and email it to the professor. We had to email it. I was so fucking lost. I can't even tell you. I was like, I have no idea. How do I do that? And they were like, well, what you do is you go in, you cut and paste. And I was like, oh, stop right there. Now when I hear myself talk about it, I'm like, what a fucking idiot I was. Right. But I was like, how do I cut? And they were like, you cut. You paste it onto an email, and you email. And I was like, I remember thinking, this will never last. No one's going to be doing this shit.
Oh, it was insane. When I got to college, that was sort of the birth of MySpace. When I was at college.
Oh, can I tell you another thing?
Yes, go.
Sitting in Venice Beach, pile of cocaine, sitting on a table, 3 dudes fucking gacked out to their minds, talking about this programming they're doing for a brand new thing. Hey, hold on. Do you know a comedian named Dane Cook? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, he's going to be a part. He's the guy. Like, he's going to be the guy. He's huge on. We're going to definitely. And I was like, yeah. They were programming fucking MySpace. They were programming MySpace. Dane literally months later called me to his house just to hang out and told me, Bert, you got to get on this Friendster. At the time was the one. Yeah. Got to get on Friendster. You got to chat with your fans. You got to establish a fucking fan base. These people love it. Look. Watch these people. And I was like, good luck. I'm fucking past that bubble. Oh, God. I don't think I ever broke 6,000 friends on MySpace.
My MySpace page still exists.
Oh, everyone's does.
Most embarrassing.
I wonder how many friends I have now.
Oh, I can't even.
They don't even have an app.
I looked to see if I probably about a year and a half ago, I looked to see if I'd had any new followers in the last little bit, and it was like, no, you haven't.
Well, you know what it does now? It pulls off of your Twitter.
Oh, really?
So you're still updating posts on MySpace for people in the Middle East who just found MySpace.
Oh my God!
Or whoever. So wait, go back.
I was in college, and the side note about that is I was in college in Boston when Facebook happened. When the Facebook happened.
Really?
So I was like, what is this, the Facebook? Because Zucker's like a year older than me. So I was like, and it was like just these Harvard kids that were, I was like, oh, so wait, so you got to be in school to do it. And I was like, yeah. They were like, yeah, you got to just, so you're in college, so now you can be on this, because it was just after they'd opened it up out of Harvard into other just colleges.
Yeah.
So then I got a Facebook page, and I was like, this is it. Nothing is going to get better than what we have right now. Yeah. And the fucking... It is just, and I've had to like take my Facebook and like hide it and make it private and stuff like that, just because it got weird when like someone would post something on my timeline and then my mother would write something, like comment on whatever they posted. I was like, this is just awkward.
Oh, you just disconnect. I just disconnect. I have no connection to Facebook whatsoever. Yeah. I don't even, I go, people post on things. Hey, your friend died. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that happened.
I go, hey, I have no connection to anything that happens on that thing. Yeah. Twitter, I'm the same way with Twitter. If I don't believe that, I believe if I don't read it, it didn't happen.
Oh, sure.
Like I like, there are things like it's so funny. I take compliments with a grain of salt, but fucking insults or comments
you pounce on that.
I really pounce on it, and I stopped going. I started saying I'm not going to give it the power. I won't give it the power to let me get depressed about it. And so I will, like, I use it in all positivity. And I don't even, so many people are fucking insane that I grew up with that are obsessed with Facebook. And that's all they do is they're on Facebook all day long. And I look at them going, oh, you haven't even figured out Twitter yet. Vine. Wait till you find Vine. You're going to fucking lose your mind.
It's a weird thing. And like all these people that I went to high school with, and I just like, there's a point where you're like, I don't care anymore. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I'm not, I have like a Facebook fan page that is it's not user friendly. So I don't really do much with it. I mean, I will every now and then I'll look at it and go, oh, cool, a lot of activity or whatever, or no activity.
Do you read like YouTube page comments and things like that?
No. I made the big mistake of, let me phrase that. I used to, and then the negative ones would upset me, and then I just didn't care. And then I watched a few people lose their mind on those things, and I had some very public beef with someone that made me lose my mind, and I was like, none of this fucking matters to me.
It's
like,
horseshit.
I'm only home for fucking 2 days a week, and I'm gonna let other drama fucking dictate my energy. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't roll home to hang out with my kids for the 2 days I'm home and have like shit that I can't affect. I can't change, and so I tapped out emotionally with all that shit. And I
want to get there. I'm not there yet, but I would like to get there. I'm 29.
Yeah, you gotta like. There's a lot. You'll change a lot in the next 11 years, 10 years. Yeah. Just a lot. Like creatively. How long have you been doing stand up?
It's 6 years now.
Yeah. Yeah. So you really care about the art form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at this point, I'm so well versed in all of comedy.
Stand up is very interesting. I'm reiterating things I've probably said a million times, but just when you get really good at it and you start making money, it starts to become a grind.
Yeah,
and the road really becomes exhausting. Like I do the road, I do the road half of the year, and I do TV the other half of the year.
Yeah.
So
and your TV is Travel Channel.
So I'm traveling. So I'm always gone, and so it's interesting because right when you get your voice, like I've been doing it 15 years, and I think I just got to a place where I'm very comfortable on stage. I'm not trying at all. I found my voice very early though, but like I just wish that I had the passion I did when I was like 6 years in.
Yeah.
Because when you have that passion, you're hungry and you're fucking send me on the road. I don't give a shit. Now I just get on the road. I'm like, I really miss my family. I want to come home.
Yeah, it gets like that. I mean, we'll go through stretches of.
Do you do the road
traveling? Yeah, we do. Like we'll take the Nerdist podcast on the road sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, and I've done some dates with Doug Benson and stuff like that. So
Doug's a great guy.
Doug's fantastic.
He really is one of the greatest
Doug
guys.
So much. And Doug's one of those guys you can sit and learn like.
Well, he's really quick, and the way he thinks, kind of, it's like it's almost like Snapfire. I love watching him. I love doing a podcast with him with a big group of people and watching him kind of dismantle things you say or pick apart things you say. Or I get a real kick out of Doug. I would love to do a date with him. I'd love to do more dates with more people.
Yeah,
I just do them by myself.
Well, you're headlining now, right? You're just do you take a middle or
no?
Do you just go with whatever the club has?
A lot of times I just go whatever they have. It's it's a pain in the ass. I mean, you need one guy that you're like married to, and then you need him to literally drop everything for your schedule in order to take him everywhere, and that just doesn't exist anymore. I mean, dudes that have been doing it, like yourself, like dudes who have been doing it for 6 years, have working jobs in show business or have very successful podcasts or do or love to work in LA. Like when I started, I would give up everything to go with someone in a heartbeat.
Well, I just finished up the Nerdist TV show, which we were doing for BBC. So we shot them all, and now for
those of you listening and I should have said this at the beginning of the podcast, you are a co-host on the very popular Nerdist podcast.
Yeah, I'm on the
So
it's Myra, Mira. Don't worry about it. Everyone does it.
There's a BMX guy,
Dave Mira. It's 2 R's.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I'm
Yeah.
Matt Myra with one R. It's just phonics.
It's okay. I thought
just phonics.
I thought Ben Hoffman was Matt Hoffman, the BMX rider.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I listened to half a fucking Rogan podcast thinking, this guy's funny as shit. How come he's never... I don't know why he's been jumping off fucking half pipes his whole life. He's great.
I wish I had a fucking PlayStation game named after me, like Dave Mira.
God. So wait, so you were saying...
what was I saying?
About Nerdist. You did the TV show.
We just wrapped up. So what happens?
What is the Nerdist TV show?
It's essentially like a talk show that's on BBC after Doctor Who and Orphan Black. It's their Saturday night lineup.
BBC America or BBC
America,
them?
and it airs on like Space TV in Canada and some other places in other countries.
Dude, tour Canada.
Oh, I love Canada.
That is the best country.
I love Canada.
Fucking Canada.
I've done like 4 or 5 shows in Canada, and every time I go to Canada, I fucking love Canada.
They pack out. They have a ton of money. Their fucking sensibility is awesome. I'm obsessed with Canada right now.
Up until like 2 weeks ago, I carried around Canadian money.
It smells like maple syrup.
It's amazing.
It's great.
Yeah, their money, it's like have you seen the new 20s that are see-through?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I came home after selling T-shirts. I had a fucking stack of 20s, and I was like, "Kids, it's play money. Smell it." I fucking love Canada.
Canada. I've said this before, but Canada took all of America's ideals and implemented them correctly.
Yeah. I'll say that.
Exactly what happened.
I had a blast. I don't want to suck Canada's dick.
No,
but have you been to Australia?
I haven't been to
Australia.
I hear amazing things about Australia.
Australia's Canada's hot sister. They're fucking awesome. Australia is ideal.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking far away.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The only problem with Australia is they just moved that island a little closer.
I don't know if I can do it because I have this thing where at this point in my life I've never gone to the bathroom on a plane.
Like, not number one, just number two?
Neither.
What?
I've never even seen the inside of an airplane bathroom.
Oh, now I would get OCD about it. And I
am OCD about it now. I just went to London, 10.5-hour flight, and 11.5 the way back.
How did you do it?
I just spaced my drinking correctly. And just
do you not drink alcohol?
Not on the plane because I don't want to piss.
I drink like a fish on a plane. I took a shit on the plane today.
How?
I dropped a growler.
I can't even imagine.
This is what happened is I got up. My flight was early this morning, and I had a couple glasses of water right when I woke up. I like to drink like a bottle of water right when I wake up. Yeah. Took a shower, had 2 beers in my car driving to the airport. Got to the airport, had like 3 beers before we took off, and then all of a sudden, all that liquid was built up, and I was on the plane, and I was like, fuck, this is going to be bad. And I almost tweeted it. I almost said, oh, shit, if I had my phone, I'd read it to you, because I don't know what I said. Here's the point of what I was going to tweet, is it smelled really good. It smelled like oranges. And I was like, what the fuck did I eat last night? Because I was in there. I was like, this doesn't smell bad. I'm not embarrassed of this. But I almost tweeted that, and I was like, I'll pull that back. But I could never not.
Well, it's funny. It's like when I moved to L.A., I drove out from Massachusetts. And I didn't stop for the bathroom.
With a friend or by yourself?
With a friend.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to stop to go to the bathroom the entire time. I have like this weird camel ability. But here's the thing. That goes away as soon as I start drinking water. Like, as soon as I start drinking water, I'm peeing
just for the record,
20 minutes.
This doesn't sound like amazing science to me. It's just regular. Like, if you drink, you don't have to pee.
This is amazing to me. You don't understand. When my pee comes out clear, I'm like, what is happening
to my
body?
Do you drink beers?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait.
I'm a stout man. I enjoy the Guinness you're drinking. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
I have beer in here if you want one.
Well, I can work through coffee.
Yeah, okay.
Remember when they tried that fucking like rocket beer? That had caffeine in it?
No, I don't. I've been through I remember Zima.
Oh, sure, Zima. Yeah. I
wonder how close that is. Fuck yeah, I was a Zima guy. I was a Zima guy because that's when I started drinking beer. Is when Zima came out, and I was like, "Fucking just in time. This is my internet
of beer. It's the clearly Canadian of beer."
Yeah, and it's so we used to buy Zimas, and man, those things.
Do you ever? I tweeted once that I would constantly order Smirnoff Ice if not for the stigma. Like in a bar, I would just order Smirnoff Ice all the time if there wasn't a stigma attached to it.
Yeah.
And then Smirnoff, I show up at work at Attack the Show. I show up at work, and on my desk is a fucking case, and I open up the case, and it's a letter from the people at Smirnoff that said, "Hey Matt, we know there's a stigma, but maybe you should reconsider." And there's like a whole fucking case of Smirnoff Ice.
Wait, I can beat that story.
Go ahead, go.
You ready? So I one morning I'm in San Diego shooting. I'm shooting Trip Flip, and the girls that we had gotten for Trip Flip, I had said something about combos, and they gave me buffalo and blue cheese combos, and they're like, we were just at the store, we noticed you said something about combos, we got these as a present. I had to take a car back to LA. So I get in my car and I start driving back, and I'm like, God, these are fucking awesome. The next day I have to fly to New York, and I'm in New York, and I buy them again, and I'm like, and I was like, motherfucker. So I tweet combos. I go, combos, you're redefining my palate right now. I said, you're really blowing me out of the water. I said, I'm going to spend the rest of the day thinking of new flavor combinations. Anyone has a flavor combination, tweet it to me in combos.
Right.
Within a matter of minutes, 3,000 people tweet to combos, right? Combos direct messages me and is like, whoa, man, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. And then, like, all through the day, they're like, this is crazy, man. You really got us a lot of heat. They only had like 1,000 followers at the time. And they're like,
that's awesome.
We really appreciate it. How can we repay you? And I wrote back very simply, combos. So they were like, seriously? I go, yep. And so they go, send me an address. They sent fucking 4 huge boxes of combos. And I fucking love combos.
Oh, man, that's
and at the time, my wife's cousin was a stoner, was living in my man cave, and him and his best friend, they were living in here, and I was on the road. They fucking would smoke pot and go and just eat combos after combos.
Heaven on earth.
That is such a cool thing when you and then I was like, then I started looking at brands I wanted to be involved with, and I was like, Butterfingers. How do I get involved with Butterfingers?
I've been there. I'm always looking for free stuff.
Smirnoff Ice is not bad. If you have a morning flight out of Texas and you want like a beer
specifically out of Texas,
I don't
anywhere
know
within
why.
a 4.5 hour
That's
flight?
just my story. That's just my story. It was out of Texas. I was like, one night I was like, here I am trying to put down beers in the morning to get on a plane. I was like, why don't I try Smirnoff Ice? Everyone fucking says it's good. It's really fucking
it's the
good.
Fucking Sprite of beer.
Yeah, it's really
delicious.
Good. It's like a Jolly Rancher.
Oh, it's so good. Even the watermelon. I hate watermelon flavored everything else but Smirnoff Ice.
Why is it that watermelon flavored everything? Like you can't drink
nothing like watermelon.
Yeah, it just sucks.
I don't know. I don't know.
I was in a car with my buddy one time, Walter. He's black, and I had watermelon bubble gum, and he was like, "Oh, what kind of gum? You got more gum?" And I was like, "Yeah." I go, "You'll love it. It's watermelon." Not like meaning he's black, you'll love it, but meaning that's the best flavor of bubble gum. And he was like, "Really?" And I was like, "I didn't mean it like that." And he was like, "Sure, you didn't."
You ever hear Todd Glass's bit about being in the car and trying to go to the watermelon festival, and they needed to ask directions, so they stop at this place, and there's a black guy, and then they're like, "Ask," and they're like, "No. You can't ask a black person the direction. Even if you're wearing a T-shirt that says Watermelon Festival 2007, you can't get out of the car and ask a black person.
Todd's on Nerdist, right?
Well, Todd's on the network. Yeah.
The network.
When I started podcasting, I started in 2008. I produced Todd Glass's first podcast. Todd Glass and Jimmy Dore had a podcast called
Comedy and Everything Else. Yeah. I know that podcast. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Were you there for the Kyle Cease episode?
Probably.
Or was that just Jimmy Dore? Well, you would remember this.
I left. Yeah. Was the Kyle Cease thing? Was that the whole stand-up school thing?
Yup.
I had left. I left right after Todd.
That was the definitive turning point, in my opinion, for me for podcasting, where I was like, I will be listening to all of these.
Yeah.
I was hooked at the time.
I remember that.
Him and Stanhope had beef, and Kyle hadn't really spoke out, and Jimmy Dore got him on his podcast. I don't know how Jimmy got him on his podcast. I was like, don't fucking bail out, punch out. What are you doing, Kyle? You out of your fucking mind?
That was a two-parter, wasn't it?
Two-parter. And I listened to it from a drive from Sacramento to L.A. Listened to the whole thing on a laptop.
Oh, Jesus.
I was stopped at a fucking rest area to fucking charge up my laptop so I could keep listening to it. It was so fucking good.
That is, yeah. Those are all still up there. If you're listening and you have never heard that, you should go download the comment and everything else with Kyle Cease.
Is that really still up there?
Yeah, because
how does that work?
That server that comes out of my credit card. I still pay for that server to stay up.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it's Libsyn, so it's like $30 a month or something like that.
So is that what that is? I don't really understand much about podcasting.
Yeah, I mean, it stays there as long as it stays there. It just will stay.
So when you go to say Bill Burr, Bill has you're downloading all his podcasts, and all of a sudden it stops, and he has a brand new place where you can download his podcast on. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's because the RSS feed switched over because he switched over the server, so the feed had to change. Yeah,
and same thing with Fitzsimmons did it.
Yep.
Okay, so if I don't ever switch out of Libsyn,
you're gonna stay. It'll stay.
It'll always. You can always
forever.
just.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now,
And
do
the
those
reason
guys
actually those guys switched was to go to Libsyn.
really?
Yeah.
Libsyn's a shit.
Yeah, Libsyn's great.
I'm on Libsyn right
It's
now.
fantastic. Yeah.
I love it.
It's you don't have to do anything. It's
Do you
amazing.
do you have access to your Nerdist podcast's Libsyn numbers?
Yeah. Well, me, Hardwick, and Katie, our producer, are the only 3 people.
I
like
know
that.
Katie.
Yeah. Katie Levine. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can actually go in
I can
and
go
log
and
in.
look at the I can go
How
and
much
look
fun
at
is
the
that?
numbers. It's interesting. It's really funny to see like the Tom Hanks spikes, like the number spikes. Like when
did you do an episode with Tom
We
Hanks?
did an episode with Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And just like because when you watch that, when you look at that graph, and at this point now, there's 330 or something like that, 340 episodes of the Nerdist.
Holy shit! How many you
Yeah.
put out a week?
3.
What
We
the?
put out 3 a week. Yeah.
You do advertising?
Yeah. They do advertising. Yeah.
I
I say they because I don't
really?
touch that. It's just whatever the hell they work.
I don't
out
do
with.
advertising.
I don't know, whatever. You should.
Nope.
No.
It's pointless.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So someone can fucking try to figure out how to skip ahead 3 minutes of my podcast. Like
well,
I mean,
you do if you do it. Yeah. I mean, I do enjoy, by the way, how your podcast just starts.
thank you,
I
thank
do
you.
enjoy that.
In my head, I'm like, I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
This is how I'll do this business wise, if I choose to. I mean, I don't ever want to be owned by somebody where they're like, listen, you got to put out 2 a week because this money's coming in. Your agents are involved. Your managers are involved. I don't want to do that. The other thing is, I'm buying a vodka company, so I'm gonna sell my own vodka.
I'm looking at you like that's a normal thing to do. Sure. Yeah. Buy your vodka.
Because you may not. In my past, I was. This sounds so weird to tell someone who doesn't know, but like I was
Oh
involved.
no, I'm familiar with the Rolling Stone article.
No, I was involved with the Russian mafia, and I robbed a train when I was a kid.
I heard that story.
Yeah,
I
so
heard that story.
so I'm gonna
Also,
buy.
the sentence is amazing.
It's an interesting
I
sentence
was
to say.
involved with the Russian mob, and I robbed a train.
I'll
So what do you think of Die Hard 5?
Mother Russia. So I was like I'll just buy a vodka company and then sell that vodka. And the way I'm going about it is a little different, but if this goes through, it should be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So then I'll sell my product. Why be the middleman for someone else? I'll sell
Right.
my product, and because that's what I'd love to have is a liquor or
Well,
a
you know
beer
how liquor
sponsorship.
distribution works, right? There is
Yeah.
a middleman, the distributor.
No. But I meant like I want to get the profit. So
Right,
like
of
I don't
course.
want to fucking just advertise for somebody. So because I'd love to have a beer sponsor or a liquor sponsor for this, but they just don't know that the numbers work yet. They don't know. They understand downloads. They just don't understand if people listen to it.
They're figuring it out. And that's the thing, too, that people are starting to realize, advertisers are starting to realize that when people listen to podcasts, they fucking listen to podcasts.
But here's and I know this is probably bad business to talk like this
Yeah,
about
go ahead.
podcasts,
No,
but I don't
it's
care. I'm cool. The way we work on travel, we make the majority of our money. I think I'm guessing out of my ass a little bit, but like on integrations.
Sure, yeah, you do, yeah.
So
yeah.
we definitely do an integration just about every episode, and it's seamless. You barely ever notice. It doesn't take away from the show. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I want to do integrations on my podcast. I don't mind doing advertisers, but I'm not going to do like Stamps.com.
Stamps.com/WTF?
Yeah. But like I want to do a straight up integration. I will do something if you give me said product and it can make sense in my show. I will do that. Like if like my buddy John Mans made these Dinkum System arms and then sent them over to me, and he was like, if you want to use these on your show, use them. And I said, of course, and I'll always mention Dinkum Systems.
Yeah.
That's an integration, and it's seamless, and they're really cool.
Yeah.
But like that's how I want to do advertising on podcasts, because I don't believe, like I know for a fact that I listen to more podcasts than the majority of America.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use the products that they advertise.
Sure, I
don't even listen.
I've never been to Stamps.com.
I've never the whatever the one is where you can create your own business and
Wait, like Legal Zoom?
yeah. Fucking really? Like seriously? Like I don't mean to shit on people's products, but like I don't know where they're getting their numbers from.
Right.
And it's not paying off in radio either. Radio is a dead market when it comes to advertising.
Yeah.
No one's listening to fucking ads. So these companies are not utilizing their advertising dollars. And I'm not saying, like, look, it's like fucking if you're advertising photocopiers, this is the wrong podcast to do it on.
Right.
But there are products that I'm sure, combos. I'd fucking have a bowl of combos right here. And, hey, have a combo. Do you like combos? I love combos. Every fucking episode, I love fucking combos. You know? Like,
should do that.
Fritos,
That should be...
Butterfingers.
Yeah.
Like, there's shit you can integrate into a podcast that's the way that should work.
Yeah.
Nerdist. Like, I mean, you guys, and I mean, like, I don't know. I'm sure you guys are probably littered with it, but anything tech,
Yeah, sure.
like they send that to you,
Yeah,
I'd
sure,
fucking
that
listen
could
to you.
be.
You'd be like, give a little bit of a review on it once a week.
Yeah.
I'd fucking listen to that.
That's what I used to do on Attack the Show. I used to be the guy.
Attack the Show's gone?
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, they canceled it, and our last episode was December 21st.
Oh, are you shitting me?
Yeah, that's my start.
That was a good show.
It was a great show.
That was a really good show.
It was a really great show, and it was fun to. I worked on it for almost 2 years.
Did you know Olivia Munn?
I got there after Olivia, so I was there.
Really?
On campus.
Did they have horror stories about her?
Yeah.
Really?
Plenty. Yeah.
She's so fucking
Like
hot.
towards the end when she just stopped showing up, like she wouldn't show up for the read-throughs, and then sometimes there were days I've heard there were days where they weren't sure if she was going to show up for the show. So like, you know, Sarah Underwood would have to be ready to host if like they just didn't know.
Shut up.
And the way she left, I think she left without formally ever leaving. It was a weird thing from what I've heard. Now this is this is hearsay. I came in after the fact.
Everything you hear on a podcast should be hearsay.
Yeah,
there should be like a podcast law. Like if you hear it on a podcast, listen, we're just bullshitting.
Right.
Like don't fucking take for the things I've said on podcast. I'm like fucking really. Are we really gonna fucking?
Well, you know they're rebranding G4 as the Esquire Network. Did you know that's happening? G4 is gone and it's coming in the summer. It was supposed to be gone in April 20-something, but they looked at the schedule and realized we only have one new show to premiere. Let's put this off till the summer.
Really?
Yeah.
The Esquire Network,
The Esquire Network, like the magazine.
That's stupid.
It is ridiculous. So they shut down G4.
I liked G4 the way it was.
It too. I had a good time on there. It was a really an Attack of the Show was fun. And then
what did you do on Attack of the Show?
I would do Gadget Prawn. So whenever there was a gadget review, I would come in and do.
Are
gadget
you
review.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah, and then after.
Are you a big gadget guy?
I wasn't.
Oh, that sucks.
I
wasn't a roller coaster guy either when I did Birth Conqueror.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It's like you get a job and you do it.
Yeah.
But I would love to get gadgets every week. Did you get free gadgets?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be obsessed.
I got a giant television in my bedroom because of that show.
Really?
Yeah. It was. I mean, that part was enjoyable, but it just. I didn't love gadgets as much as I should have loved gadgets to be doing that job correctly. Like I knew. I can process all the stuff, and I know exactly what I'm talking about, and I can tell you, what a 4K resolution television is, and so on and so forth. That's no problem. I can read it and understand it, and then review it.
Yeah.
But it just like everyone would ask me like, "Hey, have you seen the new HTC phone that's coming out?" I'm like,
you'd get.
I don't care.
We used to get a coaster enthusiasts would always be like, Bert, I'm just making sure we're recording.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank God. 47 minutes, perfect. I just always get this panic in my heart where I'm like, oh, what if I didn't hit record? Coaster enthusiasts would always come up to me and be like, what did you think about Bizarro? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's good. It's a great ride.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, but like, what about that third
turn? Yeah.
and
Or the
like,
inversion. What do you think of the inversion of there?
I'd be like, guys, I'm not a fucking coaster guy.
Yeah.
I'm just a regular dude.
But you just do, you do the best you can in an adequate way. Get the information across to the audience.
What turned
you're
out,
having a good time with
what
it.
turned out, and I didn't realize this, is that through 2 years of doing a show where I rode roller coasters and did extreme thrills, I became an authority on it. Like I know more about roller coasters than probably 98% of the population easily. And then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit! I remember a dude from a park called me and was like, hey man, I'm thinking about buying this ride. What do you think? And I had a fucking honest opinion. I was like, I wouldn't buy it. I go, personally, I think you could buy this, and it would be. And I was like, holy shit! I really know my shit about roller coasters. You did? Can you and your sister come in and give me a kiss? This is my buddy Matt. You can say hi.
Hi.
Hola.
That's
Hola,
Georgia.
very nice.
Give me a kiss on the cheek. I'll give you. Mwah, 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 mwah. I love you. Oh. Mwah, 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 mwah. I love you. All right. I'll see you guys. Thank you. Love you. Someone's not wearing panties.
It's me.
Did you see that ass sneaking out?
Well, hey, they're kids.
Yeah,
That's
she's got tactile issues. The yeah,
she hates synthetic
we're going to a fucking occupational therapist to get her to wear panties. Yeah, it's been an uphill battle.
Sure.
Yeah.
Always gonna be an uphill battle.
I don't wear panties either.
It's never a downhill battle to get someone to wear panties.
She's gonna be a fucking blast in college. Yeah.
No, but the thing with like the cat, like. So yeah, you do a job, you do the job, and then you're obviously going to absorb information. You might not realize it.
Yeah,
like I can give you an honest opinion on the brand new iPhone as soon as when it comes out. I'll let you know what I think about it. Now it'll be an informed opinion, but I'm not frothing at the mouth for the new iPhone.
So what are you the most passionate about in life?
God, I don't know. I always wonder that thing because I collect guitars.
Really?
Yeah, that's the thing I do, which I probably shouldn't do.
Where's my guitar?
It's right over there. You got a TWA.
Is it in there?
On it.
Oh my God, how old?
Listen, that's funny that I had
Holy shit.
I had a case with a TWA fragile sticker on it, and I looked at it the other day, and I was like, does this airline even exist anymore?
Holy shit. I didn't even realize that. A TWA sticker.
Yep.
How long have they been gone?
They merged with Delta right in 2007, I want to say.
No, it's got to be more. I
know that because the fragile sticker on my guitar case came from when I flew it out from Boston to L.A.
God, that's that's a Martin.
2006. Yeah, well, what kind of Martin? D28?
I don't know. Yeah, let's open it up and find out. Are you a guitar player?
Yeah.
That was my phone.
That's gone. It's gone. It's never coming back. Here's the thing. I'm left-handed, so that's
really?
where I collect left-handed guitars.
This sticker. Hang on a second, I'll get on the mic. That sticker was stolen out of a taxi on my second night ever doing stand-up by my cousin and my sister, and put on my guitar case because I brought my guitar to do stand-up at the Boston Comedy Club.
Wow.
So at the Boston Comedy Club, I was going to do stand-up. I did stand-up with my guitar, and I brought my guitar on stage, and I put it in the back, and I tried doing stand-up first, and everyone in the audience stared past me at my guitar. They stared at my guitar, and the whole time they're like, when's he going to play the guitar? I could feel it. And then when I did play the guitar, I bombed for like 6 minutes, and then I pulled the guitar out, and I killed. And I was like, I will never take this guitar on stage for the rest of my life. I want to learn how to do stand-up.
Yeah.
But my sister and my cousin stole that sticker out of the back of a taxi and put it on my thing. And I remember I was living in the East Village then. So yeah, this is my guitar.
That looks like a D28 to me. Oh, it's D18. You can tell by the appointments. It doesn't have herringbone as the binding.
Yes.
That's the difference between a D18
This was
and a
my
D28.
first guitar.
That's a great.
And it went to college
a fucking
with me.
Great first guitar.
Yeah, it was like, I want to say it was like $800 or like $600.
What?
Yeah,
that's insane. That guitar now, you'd probably, if you wanted to buy a new D18, you're probably looking at like $1,700.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It plays pretty good. Wait, I haven't played the guitar in forever. Let's see if I can
do it up.
Play the guitar in forever. I literally used to play the guitar a ton.
Well, that's a fun stand you got there. What do you call that?
It's called a dinkum.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, John Mans makes them. He's my cameraman for Trip Flip. Is it in tune? What are the odds it's in tune?
It's a Martin. It's high odds that it's still in tune. It's pretty close to in tune. It's a little flat.
I used to. I'm not playing the guitar. I'm not fucking Mark Maron. The fuck? I just went on. So yeah, that's my guitar.
No, but I
you
appreciate you showing me. I'm a lefty. It's gonna be useless. For me.
Yeah, that's my guitar, and it literally lasted through college. I don't know where the fuck I'll put this.
There you go.
It lasted through college. I mean, I fucking dropped that out of lofts. Like,
yeah,
that guitar got me so much pussy.
Oh, it's a weird thing, right? It's like
it was like a magic trick.
Playing guitar in college is like having an 18-inch dick or something. It's like it's word travels. You play the guitar in front of people.
Rose has its thorn.
That's the one you went with, huh?
It is. Oh, that was my fucking go-to. That or Brown Eyed Girl. You got to remember, I was in college in the 90s. I could play anything. I can play anything Nirvana.
Listen, I would just pump out all the Dave Matthews songs. That would get them
Oh,
going.
you can play Dave Matthews?
Oh, yeah.
I missed that boat. I really did. I was just like shy. That's so crazy. We saw him live in a small club in Tallahassee in like 94, 95.
That's awesome.
And when he was like and I remember everyone was like you got to like we just called him Dave.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
are you into Dave?
Yeah.
And man, I remember my girlfriend was really into him, and I didn't like her, and I just I couldn't help but like him, and I did not want to like him.
Right.
But he was fucking great.
I
back
love
then.
him, and I still do. I don't, there's a stigma attached to it, much like Smirnoff Ice. Dave Matthews is the Smirnoff Ice of music.
Daniel Tosh would have a heyday on you. Smirnoff Ice, Dave Matthews. So what's next?
Cargo shorts.
Cargo shorts.
No, but and I've hung in there. I've seen him in concert 43 times.
Really?
Yeah, and I still go. Like, I'm going to the Irvine show in August. Like,
Really?
I'm gonna go see him again. Yeah.
What's he play now? Does he like have new albums and stuff?
Yeah. He's been. They just came out with an album last year that was pretty good. I think they have 9 studio albums now.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. He was great. I don't know why he got such a bad rap. You get a bad rap when you sell to people. When you sell to, I think
I've been to the concerts.
Yeah.
I've seen the people that like him. That's why he got a bad rap.
is that
Those
the
are
same
fucking
thing?
people.
But is that? I mean, like, and I say this, knowing that people are going to shit on what I'm about to say.
Mm-hmm.
But is that what happened to Dane? I mean,
Oh yeah, no.
Is it
Listen,
the same? Did
here's
Dane
the
have
thing.
the Dave
I was
Matthews?
in Boston at the peak of Dane Cook's powers.
yeah,
Like at the fucking let's sell out the Fleet Center 3 or 4 nights in a row. It was that.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't get Dane, but I knew enough to when I watched him to go, he's a fucking amazing performer.
I was there. I was in L.A. That's my wife going in the garage to get T-shirts. Thank you everyone for buying T-shirts. I was here in L.A. In like I moved. First started coming out to L.A. in like '99. I want to say probably '99. Yeah, and I saw him doing clubs in '99, and I will tell you right now, no questions asked, the strongest comedian I've ever seen do stand up in my entire life.
He owns the fucking stage.
He
owns
and
that
I was
stage.
I'd come out of New York and where like people bombed. People would bomb all the time, and I would bomb, and then I walked out here and he never bombed.
Nope.
He destroyed the second he touched. He could go into the worst set possible, like the worst nightmare show ever, and destroy the room. And I got to be honest with you. His material was top notch. Yeah. I loved the shit he was talking about. I was like, how come I'm not writing like this?
I just felt like and it's ironic that I say this because I'm probably guilty of it too, but I just thought it was too referential. I thought that a lot of his stuff was, he would reference something that he knew that the college kids had enjoyed from their childhood or something, and like throw that in.
Yeah.
And then they would go fucking.
That was
nuts
a lot of people were doing that at the time, though.
Yeah. Dane was like the most proficient at it. He was like that special he has. I believe it's from the Fleet Center in Boston.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's the TD.
Is that the one in the round?
Now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you watch that fucking special, he's like, just it's him and a stool, and he fucking owns that circle. The people there. Like the people there could not have been more impressed by Jesus Christ lowering himself from the arena. Like it's just that is like the peak of that is what Steve Martin the reactions he was getting is like what Steve Martin would get in the 70s. Like when Steve would do those huge shows, those arena shows, and that. And I will always give Dane Cook credit for being an amazing performer and an amazing. I can say he's an amazing stand-up and still not totally enjoy his material.
Yeah,
There's a craft to it.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying. I mean, there's guys that I go. There are people where I go where I'm a fan. I'm not necessarily a fan of them, but I can appreciate them. Mm-hmm. Like where I go, there are people I don't like as a person that I go. They're still good stand-ups.
Yeah.
But like Dane was Dane. But I wonder if it's the same. I wonder what that is, because your goal is to appeal to the most amount of people.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you do, and then because you do, people start disliking you because you appeal to, like Dave Matthews is the example.
Yeah, sure.
Like he was the one who people started making fun of people that like Dave Matthews. Very talented performer, amazing performer. Yeah. Good person. There's nothing wrong with this fucking guy.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, him and Dane are the examples they use in movies if they wanted to say you had no taste.
Yes.
Like, and I remember seeing someone said in some fucking thing I saw on TV. It's Seth Rogen and the dude not Paul, but the guy that is kind of this innocuous comedic actor who is in everything, but he's not really funny, but he's not too aggressive, but he's just like there. It's like he booked something young and now he's still working.
I don't. I think of a few names, but I don't want to insult anybody.
But they don't listen to this. The guy, he's in like fucking everything. He's in 40. I'm 40 now.
Oh, this is 40. Or no,
Yeah.
this is 40. This is 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rudd?
Paul Rudd. Yeah, Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd. Like he's not like a hilarious. He's a regular. He's just an actor.
Right.
And then he just got into these roles. It's not like he's like a writer or anything. He's just an actor.
Yeah.
Him and Seth Rogen are doing a improv about how gay they are.
Oh, that's in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, how I can tell you're gay? And he goes, you have all the torgasm. And in my head, I'm like, Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd are fucking making fun of Dane Cook. Dane arguably is like, they're like, what is that? Like, what in my head, I'm like, why would they do that to him? Like, in my head.
Everybody takes shots at everybody at some point. And theirs just happened to be in front of a fucking 35mm camera.
Right. It's like, but then all of a sudden, it's like, I can't imagine what that would feel like. Can you imagine? It would fucking break my heart.
Glimpses of it on Twitter, like it's not a movie, but it's like a guy with 3 followers who tells me I suck, and it's like, sitting in a movie theater. I couldn't begin to grasp that. I had a guy call into a radio show and try to stump me about some previous shit in my life, and I was diplomatic on every sense. I was like, look, man, I wasn't calling to talk about that, but I will tell you, no one's a bad guy. We're all adults. I appreciate that you love these podcasts. Thank you very much for listening. Yeah. I was trying to be as diplomatic as possible, and then the guy blew up on Twitter, and he's like, called me a thief and a hack, and I was like, oh my God, I got so upset. 3 followers. 3 people read that, and I was literally like, I so badly wanted to reply and correct him because he was wrong. Yeah. He was just simply wrong, but then I just was like, and that's the thing too. And you look at them, and I bet those 3 followers were bots. They were just like,
it's trolls. I want to start my own little fucking Twitter account and just troll people. It's got to feel good to troll people.
I'm sure it does.
Just to be like, you suck, faggot, and you're like, what the fuck?
I would love to do that. Not so much that I have it in me that I want to troll people. I just want to know what they get out of it. I just want to feel what they feel.
Yeah.
Like, and just be like, what is it that makes this your life's work right now?
How long have you been in the public eye on like Twitter and stuff?
I didn't join Twitter until 2009. I was kind of a late bloomer to Twitter.
Wait, that's probably when I joined.
January 2009 is when I joined, and I was on comedy and everything else at that time. So
were you like being like a co-host or just producing it?
Well, I was producing, but I had a microphone. So I would just, to as much as Delabate talks on Stern, that's like I would pop in and say things.
Well, but you do have Todd Glass, and Todd has never been.
Todd.
He's fucking.
Todd's so fucking funny.
He is one of my favorite podcasts to listen to.
Oh yeah,
because it's weird as fuck.
Todd. I am so fortunate to have spent. I think Todd and I did like 60 episodes of that show together, and every single time there would be tears from laughter.
He's so fucking funny. He's the one that introduced me to that guy Rory Scovel.
Oh, Rory's the best. I love Rory.
I never met Rory. I met him once.
Yeah.
But I listened to him on Todd's podcast, and I was like, this guy's funny as shit.
Rory's amazing.
He really is.
He is, and the thing with Todd was like the thing that Todd and I loved most about doing that podcast was our drive, because we would drive out to Jimmy Dore's house in Pasadena.
Really?
So we would carpool every time, and just we would just die laughing. We would just.
Now, did you know? Did you think he was gay?
I'll say this: I wasn't surprised. I wasn't
surprised. But I was definitely surprised.
You weren't surprised. You were definitely surprised.
I wasn't surprised.
Were you surprised
but
that he came out, or were you surprised?
I was surprised he came out. Yeah.
I think he just like you said, you can listen to that. You can listen to that WTF, and Todd will speak for himself. But I think he just sort of had enough with it. And the great thing about Todd Glass is that it doesn't matter if he's gay or not, and it never came up in our friendship. Yeah, and Todd and I are very good friends, and it was never even a thing that ever even entered either of our conversations.
It is the way sexuality should be. Yep. I don't sit here and talk about fucking my wife.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't talk about chicks or anything like that. and I try.
Talk about your daughter's panty.
My daughter, my daughter didn't come in pantyless. But like that's the way life should be. It's not your sexuality. My sexuality doesn't dictate me. And I think what I think happens sometimes is that people in a position of I will say like what could be considered a minority where they need to fight for their rights. Yeah. Sometimes they allow their sexuality or that thing to define them. Yep. Be it African American, Puerto Rican,
they pick
Native
up the
American.
fight, and that's what they do.
Yeah. Be it fucking Christian, right?
Right.
They let that define them, and I think sometimes that bugs me because I'm like just be like me, which is horrible to say because I'm a fucking white man who nothing's ever had. I've never had a hard time day in my life. But every door I've ever wanted to has been open for me. What the fuck am I?
No problem.
Yeah, what's my struggle?
You could have been a member at Augusta forever.
Yeah. yes. I sometimes wonder why I'm not. I'm like, how the fuck did I not get in there? It's like I don't let my sexuality define me, and so sometimes when I see that, I go, oh well, it's too bad that that's all they are is gay. Like they should be more than that, but I guess they are. They're just fighting for their rights. But that's the thing about Todd is Todd's just Todd. Yeah, he's just like everyone else. He's the reason I stopped saying, like, I use the F word as a joke about a guy in this podcast. Yeah. But I won't refer to things as being gay.
Todd and I use
because
it
of
Todd all the time, and it's fucking great.
I would never, but when he said that statement, I stopped using the term gay in like a negative connotation.
Sure.
Because I was like, wow, that's really insightful. Thank you for sharing that with me. And you just made a difference, and I will not do that. And
I think that's sort of that we're moving in that direction. And I think it's funny that you brought up that scene in 4-Year-Old Virgin. Yeah. Where they're just insulting each other by calling each other gay. And it's just I think if you were to watch that, if you were to flip the channels and see that on TV now, it would not sit the same that it did then.
It's that's interesting you said that because I was like, I remember sitting there going, and the thing that shocked me was that they were calling each other gay and like that was a bad thing. And I was like, that's odd. And then they used a Dane reference. But you're right. It wouldn't sit. I said the other day, I did an episode of Trip Flip where we're in the Keys and we take these jet skis to a I feel so stupid saying this now. We take it to a sandbar.
Of course. Yeah, why not?
The reason I wanted to do that, it was my idea. They're like, where'd you come up with that idea? I was like, you're gonna hear how gay I am right now. But I saw that in Magic Mike. And when I saw it, I was like, I really want to do that.
Sure.
But I felt weird saying how gay I was. But it is weird for a guy that's 40 years old and married to watch Magic Mike and go like that. There is a question of my sexuality when I'm like, I just watched a movie about a male stripper.
Before I came over here, I watched 3 episodes of Love It or List It.
Love It or List It? I know it. Yeah, wait, are you a big fan of DIY and HGTV?
They're on. It's in the. They buffer the Food Network, which obviously.
Oh, don't get me started.
We'll sit there and watch the Food Network all day long.
What's your goal in this business?
I think I want your job. I want a job like that. I want to host a travel show.
Oh, so much fun.
And just fucking go around.
So much fun. You have no fucking idea.
I'll do Man versus Food.
Would you?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Pick it up. I'll go. I'll do
it. What about like if you could take anyone's job on TV right now, and they just plug you in, that person quits, they plug you in, and that audience accepts you.
Ooh.
What show would that be? Any show on TV.
Oh,
I'm going to give you a second because I want to think about this too.
Yeah. And if I get any job on TV.
Any job on TV.
Fuck.
Everyone, feel free to tweet us.
Think about
tweet both of us and tell us what your dream job would be. You
know whose job I'd take?
Who?
Samantha Brown.
She shouldn't have a job right now.
Well, I would have taken her old job when she had one.
She literally had the job.
Oh my god.
I'm going on cruises for a year.
That's the one I would take.
I'm going to go to Disneyland for a year.
Yeah.
Like her profile definition was the luckiest girl in the world.
And
she used to say that, she's the sweetest person in the world.
And then she checks into every hotel and, we're going to upgrade you today. Oh, can you believe that they're going to...
I feel like I've taken over her role at Travel Channel these days.
You kind of have,
Because all I do is go on dream vacations fucking just every week. 5-star resorts and literally have activities planned from morning to night.
Yeah.
And it's great.
I don't know how the fuck she found time to get pregnant. I don't understand that.
She took time off. I think she took time off Like right when I started there, she took time off.
Yeah.
I think to get pregnant, and then got pregnant. And then was just like she still had like a deal there. I think she was still getting paid, but she didn't want to do a show. She didn't have a show. And now she's like in between. I think I don't know.
Is she gonna do something else? Oh, whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what her deal is, but she's a sweetheart.
Samantha,
she shows up at all.
There are more great hotels out there, so I want to see them.
I wouldn't mind. I have a pretty great job. But I think the go-to answer is like Letterman or like Fallon.
Yeah, I was gonna say Conan, but I don't want to take Conan's job. I want Conan to exist. I want Conan to be in the world. I want
Fallon. I wouldn't mind.
Sure.
Like doing his.
Yeah.
Is he gonna? He's gonna probably take over for
for
whatever
the Tonight Show for Leno. Yeah.
Oof. I don't see that. Do you know who they told me they was going to take over that? The dude who does Weekend Update for SNL.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Really?
Yep.
You know who? You ready for my money bet?
Go.
Daniel Tosh.
I really feel like Tosh will walk away when he says he's going to walk away.
What do you mean?
Because Tosh has that countdown on his website to when he retires.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like 2 years from now or something like that. And it's just, and he's had it up since before he got Tosh.0.
Really?
Yeah. And there's a video of me getting hit by a golf cart.
I saw that.
Okay, yeah.
How did that happen?
That was on Tosh.0.
Yeah.
And they never paid me for the video. They're like the only people that have never paid me for that video. But
how did that happen, by the way?
Well, we had a golf cart. This is at the funeral home, actually. We had a golf cart.
Yeah.
And there was a mound of dirt behind the funeral home because they were excavating to build a new house.
Yeah.
And we were just, my buddy who I made videos with in college was down because I was up and visiting in Massachusetts. And he was like, let's just make a video. And I was like, well, what do you want to do? He was like, well, why don't we just drive the golf cart around? And I was like, all right, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
And then there was the big hill, and I was like, let's try to get over the hill. So we would constantly be trying to get over the hill. And at one point it had flattened out so much that the golf cart got stuck, bottomed out on top of the hill. So I'm like, well, how are we going to move this thing? So I decided to get on the back of it to rock it.
For those of you who haven't seen it, it is pretty fucking... What's even worse than that video is it's not even... You don't even get credit. You're like a certifiable talent, and you don't even get credit. It's just like fat guy falls under a...
Fat guy hit by a roll, yeah. The one that says... The original one that says Matt Meyer versus golf cart, that one has like 14,000 views. But
Doesn't
the
that
fat
piss
guy
you?
one...
Yeah.
The fat guy one has 900 million...
Have you ever Googled fat people falling?
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh, it really is pretty fucking funny.
Joy to someone at home.
So wait, so what were you going to say? So Tosh used that?
Well, yeah, Tosh used that, and it was the video breakdown. And
Are you serious?
It was the video breakdown.
Did he give you credit, like say your name?
No. And I ran into one of the writers of Tosh afterwards, and I was like, that's me. And they're like, what? That's you? Oh, like, yeah. Anyway, so but they did the video. But my problem with it was that their video breakdown, it's when they'll rattle off a bunch of one-liners.
Yeah.
And they were all just, not great fat jokes and not very good golf puns.
Really?
And I was just annoyed that
now I want to see that.
Come up with something better than what they came up with.
Yeah.
I mean, and if they ever want me on there for a web video redemption where we go destroy a golf cart, I'm down. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fine.
Do you know Daniel at all?
I know him. I just know him peripherally. Like I've run into him at Meltdown and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He does the Meltdown show on Wednesday nights sometimes.
He's an interesting dude.
Yeah, he is, and I actually saw him at the Santa Barbara Bowl a year ago.
Really?
Yeah. Or it was in the summer, so it was like 8 months ago. I'm like taking 4 months off a year, like that's going to be important to the story. But
yeah,
I saw him, and it's just like I was impressed by his entertaining of the crowd, similar to the Dane Cook way.
Yeah.
And it was just after that rape joke thing, remember?
Yeah.
So he opened it up with a rape joke, and I thought that was very funny.
Yeah,
and,
he's
good for him.
He's been asking to do my podcast, but I haven't been in town.
Do it.
But yeah, he's an interesting guy. We went out. We worked one time a long time ago in Miami, right when Georgia was born. Mm-hmm. I worked with him, Attell, and Louis C.K. I featured for all of them, back to back, 3 weekends in a row. It was fun. Wow. I learned more those 3 weekends than I learned on the road ever. First weekend, I don't give a shit if I told this before, but it's fun. It's an interesting story. First weekend, I worked with Attell. Attell is my hero in stand-up, always has been. silently. I just kind of the way he works. I appreciate. I like his writing. I like his style.
I agree.
First night I want him to say I'm funny. That's all I want. I just want him to go, God, great set, like that. So I go up and I murder. Like 20 minutes, real tight, my feature set, and I kill. Get off stage. He's like, how are they? I was like, good. They're going to love you. He's like, cool. And then he goes on stage and doesn't say a thing. I'm like, fuck. So we do 2 shows that Thursday night. I go up again. I fucking destroy again. I go tighter, faster, harder, quicker, and fucking come off like shaking. And he's like, how are they? I said, they're going to love you, Dave. And he's like, good. So he goes on again and fucking kills. And so Friday early show, I'm like, this fucker's going to notice me. I was like, he's going to say something. Like, I am not going to let him not say how funny I am. Right. So I go up again. And I rip an asshole into this crowd. Like, same set. Tight as fuck. Yeah. I know where the laughs are. I'm doing facial. Fuck. I'm killing it. I get off stage and he goes, we get it. You can kill. Now, how about writing a new joke? And I was like, oh. My God. My hero has been watching every one of my sets, and here I am hacking it up, trying to destroy and not writing. He's been and I was like, and I got we in between shows that Friday. I was like, man, I was just trying to be like funny, and he goes, you're missing the point of all of this, and that is no one cares if you're funny. This is your opportunity to write and grow as a comic. One day you're going to be a headliner, and all these sold-out crowds, the pressure is going to be on you, and you won't be able to write the way you used to. You should take this opportunity to write and have guys like myself in the back watch you and help you. And I went, fucking Late Show Friday, I sucked a dick on stage because I didn't do one old joke. I wrote, everything was brand new. Yeah. I was like, fuck it, I'm trying everything. Dave came back and he had like 2 tags for me, told me a joke that I told. He goes, that's really funny. You got to stick with that. I told that joke in my hour special because he told me that. I was like, motherfucker. Worked with Tasha next week, wrote the whole fucking week. I didn't give a shit. Yeah. Worked with Louie, wrote the whole week. And then I was like, fuck this. If I'm featuring, I am not killing at all. I'm going to write. And I got to a place where I could go up and feature and I could write. I could improv 30 minutes of brand new material. I could improv for 30 minutes. And to this day, I think my stand-up is better, insatiably better. Like just because of that hanging out those 3 weeks where I was like, oh, fuck. So the goal is to write. It's not to murder. Yeah. No comics want to see other comics murder. Like comics want to see comics write and be funny. Yep. And so yeah, that was like the best. I think back to that weekend. I go to the Miami Improv still to this day, and I sit in that green room and think, God damn it. I was this hack who just wanted to fucking rip it, blow the headliner off stage. If I didn't know who the headliner was, I wanted to blow him off stage so everyone thought I was fucking hilarious. But the funny part is the next weekend I worked with Tosh, and it was all black. The whole room was black practically. And I just fucking soft shoot it for them. I was like, Hambone, have you heard? Like I was really, that's my Red Grant's joke. One of my buddies, he's apparently that's he every time he talks about talking to black people, he goes, Hambone, have you heard? So Red Grant's going to be on this podcast. He's fucking awesome. I love Red. So he used to tour with Cat Williams sometime. I talked to him about that. Oh, fuck. But anyway, I work Tosh, and I go out and I just ham it up for these fucking black people. I'm trying to get them to like me. I get off stage, and Tosh goes, that's one way to do it. Oh, fuck. I go, it's a tough crowd. And he goes, well, you just got to do what you do. He walks out, his first joke, all black audience. I think Kobe Bryant's so good at basketball, he should be allowed to rape women. The place goes fucking nuts. He goes, if I was his defense attorney, I'd just put in a highlight reel and go, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it's one white chick a year. and he owned them from the second. I was like, holy shit. So, yeah, I like Tosh. I think he's funny.
He's great at what he does, and I really do think that he'll
retire.
He'll retire. I feel like he'll just fucking go live in Malibu.
So wait, what's your goal
of TV show?
Yeah, like what's your goal then? 5 years from now?
Oh, 5 years from now, I want to be a showrunner.
Showrunner?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to be in the writing side?
Yeah. Well, the Nerdist BBC America show. I essentially showran that.
Nice. So what's the premise of that? Is it just your show, talk show?
It's Hardwick hosts it. Jonah and I are co-hosts, so we're Andy Richter's when he's doing the couch interviews and stuff like that.
And you have celebrities?
Yeah, we have last week we had John Hamm on.
The guy with the biggest cock on TV.
Yeah. Well, I think so, right? It has to be.
I don't
think anyone's running a bigger cock than that.
Have you seen those pictures?
Yeah, of course.
Oh God.
Of course.
I didn't. That is
course.
aggressive.
Good for him.
Yeah. Fuck
for
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
You know what? You want to be fucking Don Draper and have a big dick? Whatever. That's fine.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I just want to see him do more shit like that, like Laird Hamilton shit. You know, like fucking big wave surf and fucking catch tigers. I want him to take it to the next level. I don't need him at UCB.
Right,
what I want him doing is hunting fucking elephants. I want him to be the next man, take the man to the next level. But he's a sensitive dude who loves art, and you're like, what the fuck? You have a big dick. You should be shooting elephants.
But he is a fucking. I mean, that guy can drink. That
Really?
guy can narrate a fucking Mercedes commercial. That guy.
He's a pretty pimp ass motherfucker.
He is. He's great. He's every time I've encountered him, he's been super cool, super awesome.
He smoke cigarettes? In real life?
I don't know. I smoke.
You smoke cigarettes?
I smoke fucking cloves. Back to my Smirnoff Ice.
Literally just dropped my mic. You smoke
As you
cloves?
should. I still smoke cloves.
Seriously?
They taste so good.
Are you
Come on.
are you a Wiccan?
I picked it up at the Cure concert. No. I don't know where the fuck it came. When I was 16, I worked at a drugstore and I sold myself cigars. So I'm a big cigar guy.
I swear to God, when we were starting to do this, I said, I'm going to go buy cigars. And then I was like, well, no, because then I'll look like too much of what you don't like. Like the ManCave type thing. And because I was like, there's no way I was like, in my head, like scotches and cigars and ManCaves and golf and big dicks all run in the same fucking category. And I was like, if you don't like ManCaves, I was like, I'm not gonna fucking buy cigars because then if I do.
I started the golf team in my high school.
You play golf?
Yeah, I play golf.
I
played football. I played baseball.
Shut the fuck up.
In high school. I'm not like one of these like nerds. Like I also branched out.
Yeah.
I dated a cheerleader in high school.
Shut up.
I did the whole thing. Love cigars. Like since I was 16, I've been smoking cigars.
I love cigars. I just smoked one before you
came. I saw an interview
came.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger when I was 15 where he's talking about his fucking Monte Cristos. And I was like, that's what I'll do. That sounds like a thing.
Really?
So I still smoke Monte Cristos to this day. I love the white label, well, I say new, it's like, 5 years old now.
Yeah.
But the white label Monte Cristos are great.
I'm a big Padron 7000.
Sure, yeah. I
Padron
like
7000 is my cigar.
Every time I am out of the country, I get Cohibas.
Yeah.
Like in Canada and stuff, I'll pick them up.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
How about like, are you a beer or a whiskey guy?
I like whiskey and I like Macallan.
Really?
Yeah, there's always a bottle of Macallan 12 on top of my fridge.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
Yeah.
What position did you play in baseball? Catcher?
No, I was first baseman.
Really?
I was a lefty.
I was a catcher, third baseman, left fielder.
Yeah,
I got recruited to catch because
I had UConn looking at me for football. And then
shut.
I would never have gotten tall enough anyway, but I fucked senior year. Second practice after the second game, we were running a play. I was blocking the A block. I was playing nose guard. No, I was playing center, blocking the A block. The play was running back runs B block. I blocked the A block for him.
Yeah.
He had the wrong play or something. He ran into, and that's why this arm only goes out that far. He ran into my elbow and fucking just snapped.
Really?
It just fucking snapped. And I spent the rest of my senior year in a sling, standing on the sidelines.
Really?
Yes.
So now, that you are so different than what I'd think.
Yeah.
So now, so wait, what's that? Now you're blowing my mind.
Yeah.
So like, because when I thought Nerdist, I thought definitely like Star Wars. Like
Star Wars, I like Star Trek more than I like Star Wars. Like I own all Star Trek on DVD. Like it's that kind of thing. Like
really,
sure, I can get down with some Star Trek. Yeah, no problem. But I will also sit and fucking yell at Tom Brady on Sunday.
See, that's the broad strokes. See, that's like regular people.
Yeah,
it's me too.
Yeah.
The second you leave, I'll be watching Game of Thrones like a motherfucker.
Sure.
I'm obsessed with Game of Thrones.
I can't even get into that.
How come you're not?
Fucking, I can't deal with swords and shit. I hate Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I'm obsessed with Game of Thrones. Do they have a Game of Thrones podcast?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
But can I tell you what my goal is? I was just thinking the other day. I want to do my own comedy podcast network with like 10 shows.
Sure.
But I do all of them. So
That's kind of what Kevin Smith already does.
Yeah, but I do them as characters.
Oh,
like,
right.
So it's like everything you need to know about science, but it's just me doing characters of hey guys. But I'm not a character guy.
Right.
Like it would be better
you
for
get
a
Rory
guy.
Scoville in.
I get
Rory will do
is he?
Rory
I don't know
will.
anything about the guy.
Rory fucking.
Let me tell you about everything I know about Rory Scovel.
Yeah.
I hope to God Rory hears this because this is your footprint, Rory.
Yeah.
He was on Todd's podcast.
Yeah.
He was funny as shit. I know for a fact that he's married and he camps all the time. He's always camping because all his vines are about camping.
Yep.
And that he is either on the road or camping. That's it. That's all I know about
He
Rory
owns that
Scovel.
fucking beard. He owns it. But we had him on. We had him do a set on Nerdist on the BBC show.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Funniest moment on a Nerdist podcast ever. It is maybe one of a handful of episodes I've listened to. Is Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, Zach at Sketchfest?
Nope. It's Zach just talking to you guys. Maybe it's at Sketchfest. I don't know. I don't know.
Was it a live show?
I don't like live. I don't listen to live podcasts. Zach talking about he took mushrooms with his brother and they went to the Getty.
Oh, this sounds vaguely familiar. That's an earlier episode though, right?
It's very early.
Yeah.
He took mushrooms with his brother and he went to the Getty, and he thought the sign said, "Why shouldn't you touch the marble?" But it said, "Why you shouldn't touch the marble." And so they were just going to the Getty, stroking the marble. Why shouldn't you touch the marble? And Zach's like, "You're right. Why shouldn't you?"
Yeah, well, you just touch it. It's cold to touch. It's great.
Fucking yeah. I literally was in a half in and out sleep, and I woke up and started laughing hysterically. I woke up and could not stop laughing. I was like, "That's the funniest thing I've ever fucking heard."
They all blend together.
So wait, I'm sorry, I cut you off. You were going to say Nerdist BBC.
Yeah, the Nerdist BBC. Rory did a set.
Yeah.
And Rory comes out and just fucking starts doing his set in a German accent.
Really?
He does the first half of his set in a German accent, then turns on a dime to a Southern accent.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen a stand up.
Oh my god.
I'm afraid to look at there's some guys I'm afraid to watch your stand up because I it's like if there are people that I get attached to on say Twitter or on podcasts that are really entertaining, and they're also stand-ups, but stand-up was what they came at second, or they're better at something else maybe, and so I'm afraid to watch their stand-up and let the air get released. And Rory was such a treat to listen to on Todd Glass podcast.
I will say this: Rory's stand-up lives up to him on Todd Glass's podcast.
Yeah. I introduced myself. He's one of the very few people I actually went out of my way, introduced myself at UCB. I was there for one night to do Doug's thing, and I went, "You're Rory Scovel," and he went, "Yes." And I was like, "My name's Bert." I go, "I'm a huge fan. I think you're hilarious." And he was totally caught off guard. He had no idea who I was. He was like, "Thank you." And I was like, and I think he thought I was a fan.
Sure.
And I was like, in my head, I wanted to go.
You can be a fan.
Yeah. I'm more of a fan than I am. That's the cool thing about podcasts is that when I meet up with people that listen to mine, usually if they listen to mine, they listen to Ari's and Tom Segura's and Joe's and Joey Diaz. So you end up just bullshitting about things. We were talking about Neil Brennan and Moshe Kasher have a podcast called The Champs, and I listened to the one with Riff Raff this past week only because I'm obsessed with Riff Raff's Vine, and they were like, "You got to listen to his podcast. He's horrible." And I was like, "What?" And so I listened, and I was like, but then I started listening. I was like, "Motherfucker, this is a pretty good podcast without Riff Raff. If you just them, it's a pretty fucking good podcast." I was like, "How have I never heard this?" And so then I'm like, "Fucking, I got to fight." I downloaded everything. I was like, all the ones I want to hear. So but you ultimately are a fan. It's like I'm a fan. I don't care.
You can't not. I think the day that you get into this business and the day you stop being fans of the other people that are your peers, that you have to reconsider everything. Because you have to continue to absorb. You have to constantly absorb stuff, and you have to. Of course, you're gonna like some of it. Of course, you're gonna be a fan.
Yeah.
You have to stay a fan. You have to keep an open mind to the stuff, and you have to stay a fan of it. Otherwise, then what the fuck? Go fucking walk dogs for a living.
Do you do the road at all?
I do sometimes. Yeah.
With Nerdist?
Yeah, and that gets because this week I last week actually, I was looking at my vacation time from work because the Comcast owned G4, and then Comcast produced the Nerdist show. So I just rolled over from G4 into that.
So wait, how's that work? Are you like a employee?
Yeah, I'm like on staff. I'm a producer of, I was a producer on Attack of the Show, and I was on camera for the Gadgetron stuff.
Yeah.
And then after Kevin left in
His
May,
podcast is huge. I heard.
Yeah. I keep getting asked to do it, and it's always like on a Tuesday night or a Thursday. It's some night where I can't. Anyway, after Kevin left, I hosted, like 15, 16 times after he left because it was a short window from him leaving to the end of the show. He saw it coming, and we all think in our hearts we were like, Kevin's last show was our last Attack of the Show.
Really? He was a really good host.
He's great. Kevin's he's great. He was great at live television. He was great at it, and I got pretty good at it by virtue of being with Kevin.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I looked and I hadn't taken a vacation day in 2.5 years.
It's called being a grown up.
It's insane.
Wait.
Just like every time I would take time off of work, it was just to travel to a gig. Like I would bounce out on a Friday and go to a fucking gig.
I can't even express to you how much worse it gets.
Oh, I'm aware.
Like it. Yeah, like I can't even tell you what the future holds.
No, I can't. Bert, I'm telling you it. And then we had a Monday off because we shot straight through. We shot a Saturday and a Sunday, 2 episodes on Saturday, 2 episodes on Sunday of the Nerdist. And then we had a Monday off just because production-wise, they couldn't pay us out for 14 straight days. They were like, we have to have a shutdown day, so it was a Monday. And I got up on that fucking Monday morning, and I was like, what am I doing? I got nothing. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I literally walked into the office.
Really?
By myself. Fucking opened up my laptop and started doing stuff. Because I had no clue of what to do with myself when I'm not working.
Well, it also helps define you. I know for a fact that a production will kind of dictate my life. Like when you get into a production, they become your family. Yeah. They become your best friends. It's who you drink with. It's who you tell stories to. It's who you fuck sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I know for a fact that when I end a production, I get really depressed because I'm like, fuck.
Right.
Like those were my, like we're in hiatus right now for Trip Flip, and I'm like, and I'm doing the road by myself, and I'm like, God, I missed the shit out of them. I walked in today on set to a new crew, and I was like, and then we just started getting really creative, and I was like, oh, this is my new family, but I only have them for like 15 days total, but it's clumped out in my 2 days that I'm home. So it's like I fly in today, I work tomorrow, Wednesday, and then leave Thursday. Fly in Wednesday. So you want to know busy? Tomorrow I wake up at 9 to go on set, and we work. We shoot until noon, and then at noon I go to do voiceover. I don't get a lunch from noon until 1:30. I do voiceover, and then I come back and we shoot until 6. Then at 6 I'm doing a podcast with Moshe Kasher.
I love Moshe.
And then at 7 I leave and I go do a show out at Flappers for Tom Segura's dog. And then I come home at night.
Burbank loves Tom Segura's dog.
What?
Burbank loves Tom Segura's dog.
Oh, his dog got sick or something. Oh. And so we're doing a benefit. Well, me, him. Mad about that. Yeah, no. Fuck his dog. He adopted it.
You knew what you were getting.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you something.
Go to a breeder.
Yeah. How beautiful are my dogs, though? Are they not gorgeous?
Dogs are gorgeous.
I could do this all fucking night long. Do you have a set tonight?
I have nothing tonight.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, if you
want to take turns on my wife,
yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Pull a train. Yeah, I have a girlfriend. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's she like?
Lives with me. Her name's Kiki.
Really?
Yep.
White?
Yeah.
Okay.
White as fuck. Blonde, blue eyes.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys share a lot of similar interests?
Yeah, we do. She's she's an actress. I met her actually at my open mic.
Really?
Yeah. So she does stand up. But she's a great actor. She's a much better actor than
I couldn't date someone who does stand up. Like Segura's wife does stand up,
she writes more than she does stand up. So she's in like the Groundlings writing program, and
that's cool.
Yeah. So that part of it is fine. Like I go out and perform a lot more than she does, but when she performs, she does plays, and it's like, yeah, sure, go do that. And the sketches and stuff like that she does. She's writing sketches all the time because she's in this class, this Groundlings class that's really hard to get into or whatever. And I just, when she sits down to write a sketch, she fucking sits down to write a sketch. Like she'll sit down and actually do it.
Really?
Whereas I will sit down, check Reddit for fucking 3.5 hours.
What's Reddit?
Reddit is an aggregate. It's sort of like it's sort of the internet condensed into one page. So and they have different subcategories of things you're into or whatever. So like for instance, I'm into I go to reddit.r/guitar. And anybody finds anything online about guitars or whatever they think is cool, they'll post it on Reddit. And it's just it's a nice place to find stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I see about Reddit all the time, but I never really knew what it was.
Yeah. Well, if you ever go on Reddit, you'll lose hours.
It's like the same thing when I was and I think I know what this is now, but you'd see RSS.
Yeah.
Like when I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
But now I know an RSS feed is. So now I kind of think it's the same thing, right?
Well, it isn't because it's catered. It's more user generated. Like an RSS feed is you subscribe to something and then it just constantly is updating.
Yeah.
Whereas Reddit thing is like somebody posts something like a photo or a meme or whatever.
I don't even know what a meme is.
A meme is like how do I explain a meme? It's
like a picture.
You ever seen like a lol cat? You ever see like a picture of a cat that says "I can has cheeseburgers" or something like that? That's that's lol speak. It's a whole other internet genre. Don't worry about it. So
I can has cheeseburgers.
Yeah, I can has cheeseburger. Yeah. Here, I'm going to show you a meme right now.
I love this because these are all things that I'm too scared to ask people. Like I don't know what a meme is, but I hear about that's a great meme.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought it was called a meme. I swear to God.
Well, I call it memes, and it's
it's a meme. It's a
GIF
meme
or GIF. Like people
really?
call it. It's correctly pronounced GIF, but I still call it a GIF because
I had Mac Faulkner from the Chive on here, and he knew more about the internet than I've ever sat down. And he's a kid, and he was like, you couldn't bring up anything that he hadn't seen on the internet.
That's
those guys at the Chive literally know everything there is about the internet.
So this is the Gordon Ramsay meme that's going around right now. So essentially, it's a picture where people put their own text. So you click on this.
Okay. So
it'll be like, that's the meme.
The beef is so undercooked, it's eating the fucking salad.
And then
is that something he probably said, or
no? It's just people generate this thing.
Yeah.
At least Hitler could use a fucking oven.
Shit!
These are the
So that's a meme.
And then people just generate all sorts of funny things I think that would fit this picture.
Oh,
and that's the
fuck! That's a meme.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's what that is, and that's all over Reddit. Reddit is
really.
Yeah. Reddit is the place for
Interesting. So who's the biggest nerd out of the nerdists? You, Jonah, or Chris Hardwick? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he hard to deal with? Is he so focused now that he's sober?
He replaced booze with work. Absolutely.
Really?
Replaced booze with work.
I think I fucking got to sober up. I got to sober up just so that I can just fucking make $1 million.
That guy focuses like nobody's business.
Really?
He works and works and works. And if he does not, it's always funny. He over the holidays he went for a road trip or something like that, and it's just always interesting when he attempts to take a vacation
because he
gets into the same thing that I did that day that I had off. But it's amplified with him where he needs to constantly be working, and that guy's work ethic, I admire that so much.
I wish I had that. I would rather fucking chillax. I would rather fucking take naps all day.
Even if I build in time for relaxing, I don't know that I can do it.
Really?
I'm going on a vacation in May.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Disney World because I'm going to knock out seeing my folks, and I'm going to be in a place where I don't ever have to drive, so I can drink constantly.
Really?
Because you can just take a bus.
So you're going to Orlando for the whole time?
Yeah. I'm gonna do it up in Orlando. Might go to Universal Studios.
I'm trying to think what I know to do in Orlando when you're there.
Pleasure Island's gone.
Really?
Yeah, it no longer exists.
Oh, that sucks. Go over to New Smyrna for the day.
What?
New Smyrna?
What is that?
It's a beach. It's beautiful.
Well, Orlando's in the center of Florida.
No,
it seems like a far drive.
New Smyrna is 30 minutes away from Orlando.
Where's Cocoa
45
Beach?
minutes.
That's what everybody talks about.
No, Cocoa Beach is way too far. New Smyrna is a straight shot. It's like Daytona. It's just below Daytona, but it's not Daytona. You don't want to go to Daytona. You want to go to New Smyrna. New Smyrna is a little more user friendly.
Uh-huh.
You can drive. When I used to go, you could drive on the beach. So you just pull up on the beach and then park your car on the beach.
I always wanted a sand permit for my Jeep. I always had Wranglers.
Yeah.
And there you could get a sand permit for Cape Cod, and I never did it. For some reason, I never did it.
Oh, you can drive right on the beach in New Smyrna, and it's the #1 shark attack place in the world. That's the only problem.
Great. I love it. Jaws is my favorite movie. This works out fine.
You have a great time. You have a great time. They're little sharks.
Oh, great.
But it is gorgeous. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else you could do in Orlando. There's right around there. Oh, you ever gone to Medieval Times?
Yes.
Oh, there's a Medieval Times in Orlando.
I just went to the Renaissance Fair this weekend.
Did you really?
Yeah, which is I've 3 years in a row. I go with Tom Lennon and his wife and kid. 3 years in a row we've gone.
Really?
And it's getting.
Hold on. That's not Sean Lennon.
Tom Lennon.
I'm thinking of Sean Lennon. I'm thinking
John Lennon's kid.
I'm thinking of John Lennon's kid. I was like, you know John Lennon's child?
I don't.
I was like, shut the fuck up. Tom Lennon's from the state.
I know Lieutenant
Tom
Angle.
Lennon's from the state.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah,
I'm like, I fucking literally almost lost my shit. I'm like, you hang out with Sean Lennon?
I wish I did. Actually, I don't. He seems like an asshole.
I don't know anything about him except he's Sean Lennon's kid.
Well,
Tom Lennon's a little more used. Yeah.
Son. I don't know
how
great you can be. But yeah, we go every year. But what I noticed last year was a little bit. This year it's like really fucking hipstered out.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of fucking ironic enjoying of.
I pitched a show to DIY called Moat Crashers.
I'm listening. I'm on board already.
So every man has a castle, and every castle needs a moat. So we just go in Lowe's. We're like, "Hey man, you looking to build a moat?" Like, no. I go, you want one? No, I'm cool. until you won't find one person going, fuck it, let's do a moat.
I can't believe why they passed on this idea.
It's fucking awesome. Just take moats to the next level.
Oh my god!
Like think about it, right? Okay,
Sure.
Get a designer.
Yeah,
like a designer
Yeah.
who really knows like fucking outdoor design. And have him build just a badass fucking moat.
The words I thought you were going to say was going to be, get a designer who knows medieval defense.
I'm gonna throw No, but think about how you could think about just fucking.
I'm sure when they're done with the moat, it'll be gorgeous.
Yeah, moat crashers.
Yeah.
Every house has a moat, and no one has a moat. Everyone's crashable.
Every episode, the middle of it will be about the plumbing problem. We can't dig this moat, Bert, because if we do, the house loses hot water. But then you find a way around it.
The best part is maybe the wife doesn't even know, and then she comes over and she goes, "What the fuck is this?" And it's her husband covered in dirt. It's her moat. This is a great line of defense, though. No one would break into your house if you had a moat.
You can't.
I would throw my house up as the first moat crashed. I'd put a moat up around my house.
I feel like you would run into so much shit from like zoning committees and stuff.
It would have to be. Oh, they've got to be illegal as
City
shit.
planners are like, you can't. Actually, it's in here. We had that in here in 1700. You can't put a moat around.
Oh, they're
house.
so dangerous. I mean, you can't, especially filled with crocodiles.
Yeah.
But imagine if you did right the perimeter of my house, right?
Sure.
Literally right up to the house, right to the foundation.
Yeah, obviously, drawbridge.
A drawbridge. Yeah. Right when you go to my porch, that's a drawbridge. It'd be fucking awesome. I would
love it.
They passed.
I would love it. Of course they did.
I really thought I was thinking out of the box.
Fuck you. They didn't think that.
I've pitched some pretty horrible shows. Blind design.
I'm listening.
A blind guy designs your house. I thought that would be fucking awesome. I'm sure there is a blind designer. I have one called. Ready for this? Bathrooms.
Oh, every
room in your house is turned into a bathroom. Every room in your house is turned into a bathroom.
This is a terrible practical joke.
Fucking this is your other bathroom. It's all bathrooms.
This house has 10 bathrooms and no bedrooms.
10 bathrooms, no bedrooms.
And then the family bathroom, you have a TV and you line up toilets.
bathrooms.
Oh god!
I pitched a show one time that literally I think is the greatest show in the world, and no one would do it. No one would touch it with a 10-foot pole.
What is it?
Black versus white.
All right.
Let the race war begin.
Okay, all right.
Me and Warren Sapp find out who the superior race is, Every week it's a contest, okay? We go and we find something out of culture, like say churches,
Sure.
or radio stations, or music, or food, and we go and we explore both cultures, and we explore other cultures like Asian, Pan American, like whatever. We explore everything, and then in the fourth act we compete out of what we've learned. And he competes for the black people, and I compete for the white people. And whoever wins the contest, based on everyone we've met who judge us, that's a superior race for that episode. Warren looked at me and he was like, he goes, I'll do it, but no one's gonna fucking do that. And I took it to Travel Channel, and they're like, that seems like a little problematic.
Yeah.
But it's something you talk about.
It's an interesting idea.
It's something you talk about.
Race superiority? Who's talking about that?
No, not race superiority. Obviously, that's tongue in cheek. Like the whole race superiority is a joke. But what is funny?
You talk about like who has the best food: Italian food, French food.
It's basically exploring. Like, go to churches. Who's got the best churches? Black people, white people,
black people,
Asian. You go to some Asian churches. You go to some Mexican churches.
No one's
right?
done that.
And then I thought it was in my head, and this is the way my brain thinks, and maybe this is too idealistic, but I'm like, it's a great way to bring people together. Because it's like, say you don't really talk too much to the Asian guy in your work. You go, hey, have you seen Race Wars or Black versus White? And he's like, oh, yeah, your churches
Race
suck.
Wars or Black versus White.
I literally pitched that, and everyone was
Race
like,
Wars, parenthetical, Black versus White. That's the title.
Yeah.
That's the title.
That, and you ready for this is the home run, and this was a serious pitch I took to Sharon Levy at Spike. Can I kidnap your child? I say to a parent, I'm going to try to kidnap your child. Okay? If I can get your child, that's the goal. You can't do anything different. I just got to try to get your child.
Yeah.
So then the show starts. I have a van. I have a crew. And I try to get the kid in the van. If I can get the kid in the van, he goes to the grandparents. We send them to Disney World for the weekend. They have a great time. But that's when the show really starts, because now they've got to negotiate the safe release of their child. So they've got to acquire the ransom money. They've got to do the drop right. Do they want to include the police? Do they not want to include the police? And if they can do the drop-off correctly, they keep the money. If not, I keep the money. They get their kid back. But they get their kid back anyway. Passed. Yeah, passed.
Spike passed on that?
Yeah, Spike. They were like, we're thinking out of the box. What ideas do you have? And I pitched that. And I pitched like a sports show.
These are the people that run Deadliest Warrior. You ever watch Deadliest Warrior?
No, what is it?
It's their show where they with using science and like Mythbusters type like ballistic dummies and stuff like that, they see who would win, a samurai or a World War II soldier. Like, and they put up like the weapons that they would have had and everything like that. So on Christmas, I'm flipping the channels and I see Spike's running a marathon of Deadliest Warrior, and I turn it on. And I took a screenshot of it and I sent it to Twitter because it was Pol Pot versus Hitler.
Are you serious?
Yes.
How can they?
Yeah, it was. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? And they just like, it was insane. And I watched it and it was like, okay, so in Pol Pot's regime, they used a lot of guerrilla warfare. So they like
so then they.
Oh my god! It was.
I want to see. I would genuinely like to see animals fight, like a bear fight a lion. Like, if they could do that show, I'd be into that. I would really be.
Well, you could just watch, like, a David Attenborough documentary about
No, I want them in the cage, and I want them baited with, like, meat around their necks. Like, and I know that is a step above what Michael Vick did, but, like, I think it's probably fair if it's
not a step above.
Or a step below, I'm sorry, a step above. It's, like, a little more highfalutin than what Michael Vick did.
Sharing a floor.
Yeah, it's the same fucking venue. It's like, let's warm it up with pit bulls. Oh, I just realized what I said. That sounds fucking horrible.
You know what? It is a step above because you did not incorporate rape stands.
Yeah. I take that statement back. I don't want to see animals fight. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'm laughing too hard.
I just love the let's go back to the moat thing.
Moat crashers.
The Disneyland has a moat.
Yeah.
And a drawbridge that works that's only been used twice.
What if we okay, let's ballpark a TV show right now.
All right.
What
channel are we pitching?
DIY. That's my favorite. DIY is one of the best channels out there. And I think they'd buy it. So
here's a show I wanted to do.
Okay.
I wanted to do a show about guitars called Let's Get Guitarded.
Let's Get Guitarded. That's the best. is the best politically incorrect name I've ever heard in my life. Let's get guitarded.
Where I have to go to a factory. I go to a guitar factory. They show me through the process.
Yeah.
And they let me make a guitar with whatever limited skills I have in woodworking.
Like Homer Simpson when he made a car.
Right. And we have to then... It's obviously going to be pretty guitarded. So then...
Guitarded.
But then, like, we have to, like, deliver the guitar to a vendor. And they have to sell it. Like, that's the thing. But I have to sell this guitar to someone. So someone wants a Les Paul.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, yeah, you could go with this Les Paul custom over here, or this handmade, this Les Paul, which would probably, I don't know what it would look like by the time I finished it.
This guitar.
But I can tell you, I cannot paint anything. So
yeah, I see what you're saying.
So let's get guitarded. And if I sell it, then the person that would have bought the guitar gets a $5,000 credit to buy whatever like Gibson guitar he wants or whatever.
Okay, but is every show just doing that?
I don't know.
We need more story arcs.
Okay,
you're going to do flutes.
Flutes. Let's get flute-tarded.
Let's get flute-tarded. Let's get tromboned.
The trombone.
Oh fuck. I would like to see a show. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a title like that.
Yeah.
Because a title like that, it's like The Jewish Hammer. Is a movie that I've turned on 4 or 5 times, and I go, I don't want to see this.
Yep.
But the title
makes you want.
The title makes me want to see it.
Yep.
Like I'm trying to think of like Deadliest Catch was like a good title.
Deadliest Catch is a great title. I mean,
so you need
at this point, all you need is a
was
noun and a wars. You know what I mean? You need noun wars. So like cupcake wars, storage wars, beard wars. Like there's so many fucking bop-a-da-ba wars.
Race wars.
Race wars.
Race
I mean,
wars.
we're done. We keep coming back to it. It's obviously not going to go away.
I'm telling you, me and Warren Sapp, I got him in. He's in. But yeah, I wanted to do a show. I was thinking about the other day, and I was like, why don't we do a show where it's like, just you do the shit that you have. It's a show based on stuff you've never seen on TV. Mm-hmm. Like, so it's like stuff you've never seen on TV. So if it's anything can go on TV, anything can go on, as long as no one's ever seen it on TV.
Whoa.
So like, I don't know, that's like a stoned thought, but like I was like, so many times you turn on things and you're like, I've already seen that. I've seen people do that 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Like,
isn't your show just a snuff film at this point?
Yeah,
like, have you ever seen anyone get murdered? Like for real?
We're very short ways away from that.
Oh no shit.
I mean,
no shit.
Yeah, I'm watching the Boston bombing thing, and they're just playing it over and over. That old guy taking a knee, like when he gets hit. They're playing it over and over again, and I'm like, guys, we're just watching someone get hurt.
Yep.
Like, and you're playing it over and over again because I want to see it again.
Yep.
And it's like the news. It's like you're better than that.
It's like when the fucking kid broke his leg in the NCAA tournament, and they just played it over.
I didn't see that. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yep.
Kevin
Or the first one of that is Joe Theismann.
Oh, sure.
When he snapped his leg, and oh my god, I remember coming to school and everyone's like, "Have you seen that?" And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, you got it." And I remember coming home being like, "I'm watching all of news until that shows up."
Yeah. It's such a weird thing that people are just so I mean, I'm fascinated by it too. It's just like, but there's some stuff that you want to stay. Like, I never watched the Kevin Ware thing because I knew what it was, and I was like, I'm okay not seeing someone's bone come.
It's curiosity gets the best of you. I was in a hotel one time in Sacramento, and the people next to me were having sex, and they were like, the girl was very vocal, and the guy didn't say a word. And I was like, she was like,
might have been me.
It was. Are you silent? I'm silent during sex.
I'm pretty silent. Yeah,
I'm very silent.
Yeah.
When do you?
I'm like the Red October. I'm rigged for silent running.
Do you make noises when you have an orgasm?
I exhale differently, I suppose.
Oh my god, I fucking love you. I am the exact same way.
Yeah.
My wife says I stare at her like I'm at the dentist.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at my reflection in her glasses, just, and then I don't make a noise. I think it's because I don't think it. I think I know this is, and Mark Cronin was one that told me this.
Because you're so good at masturbating.
Yep. It's masturbating. You couldn't make noises as a kid at 12 years old. You couldn't sit in the bathroom and be like, "Oh God, this feels good," because then everyone would be like, "Oh, he's jerking off in there."
Right.
So you had to be silent and quick.
Yep.
And that carried over to my sex life. But what I was saying is in the room next to me there was The girl was very vocal, like very vocal, and she was like, and I could tell she was black by the way she was talking. She's like, "Oh fuck this pussy, get on that!" And he wouldn't say a word, and I was like, "Is she doing this by herself?" Like I sat by the door, the connecting door, and I listened, and I was like, "Holy shit!" So, during the weekend, like I'm just hanging out there, and one day I hear them getting ready to leave, and I hear the door open to leave,
yes.
and so I'm like, I want to see what they look like. So I open the door, and I see the black chick. She's standing in the hallway, waiting for him to come out, and I see her, and I go, yes, that is definitely who I heard. And then comes out a skinny white dude, and I couldn't help it, but I went, that makes sense out loud. That makes sense. And then I was like, oh shit, I just said that, and then I walked back in, but I was like, that totally makes sense. Like he's a skinny white guy, he's just fucking silent, and she's just, oh fuck this pussy. I don't know if that's what you were saying, but
what's the name of that genre of porn? Cuckold.
I was the first TV role I ever booked out of an audition. I played a cuckold on The Shield.
Really?
Yep, I played a cuckold. I was a mock DWP employee who liked to watch big black men fuck his wife. Yeah, I love
that that's a genre of pornography.
So wait,
by the
this
way.
is a good story.
Go.
So I go to do it, and let me get a beer. Hold on a second. I'm fucking. We should probably wrap this up soon, but I'm having such a fucking good time talking to you.
It's all right.
So I go to do the scene. I'm sick. I fly in from New York that day. I think I just moved in with my wife. She was.
Is that a Blue Moon?
Yeah, Blue Moon.
You're drinking my 2 favorite beers.
Really?
Yeah. Good job. If you got a Sam Light in there, I'll fucking punch you in the face.
I don't.
I love Sam Light.
So, I go to the set. I'm sick. I just flown in from New York. I had performed at the Mohegan Sun.
Mohegan Sun, Connecticut.
The night before, and it was like the big blizzard. It was the big blizzard on the Northeast in like I want to say like 2003 or 2004. Do you know that I'm talking?
It was three. Yeah.
It was that big blizzard. It was the same weekend.
Yep.
I flew to LA to do the Shield because I'd booked it, and so I get here. I'm sick. I come in and I read the part and I was like, oh, I get it. So what was happening is I'm sitting there peeking in a window. The cops pull up and they're talking about something else, but they spot me peeking in the window. And then they pull me aside and they're like, hey. And I try to run and they grab me and then they cuff me. They take me to the front and then they ask, do you know this guy? And the girl goes, he's my husband. But a big black guy's like, yeah. And they were like, what? And it was awkward. It's the cuckold. So they pull up in the scene and I'm playing with my dick. Like that's what I thought that character would be doing. And the girl cop says cut. She goes, cut. I go, whoa, hold on. I'm like, what? She goes, he's playing with himself. To Michael Chiklis and the director are both there. He's playing with himself. He's touching himself. This is disgusting. Are you serious? Is this really what I have to work? She's a cunt. She's a fucking straight up cunt. And I'm like humiliated because I'm like, did I read this part wrong? Like I thought I was a peeping Tom. Like I thought I was playing a peeping Tom, and I was like, I'm just humiliated and I'm sick. And she is exploding on me. They take her away, and Michael Chiklis and the director get right up in my face, and I'm like, here's where I lose my part. And Michael Chiklis goes, great choice. I like it. It's strong. I like it. We're going to shoot some more of you playing with yourself. We're going to hold her in position A. But we're going to put you here. Just play with yourself a little bit. Do it. We're going to do like some snap-ins and cut, like get some shots of you doing that. And then when we bring her back, don't do it. But we're going to use you doing it. And I went, oh, nice. So he goes, all right, action. And so I just fucking go at it. I start playing with my dick hard. Like to the point where I start actually getting hard. I'm like, fuck.
Christ.
For like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, which is a very long time to do that. And I'm thinking, at one point, I'm like, are they even videotaping this? Are they just sitting in Video Village going like, let's see how long I'll do it? I mean, I played with my dick for so fucking long, and then finally I hear cut. I'm like, thank God, I almost had an orgasm. And then she came back the second time, and I didn't do it. And then I don't know if it made it in the show. I don't think I've ever seen that episode, actually. But she cuffs me and then takes me to the front, and that's the scene.
That's great.
That's my one. People are like, I saw that. Cracking Ice.
Michael Chiklis is from Lowell, Massachusetts.
Really?
Which is where I'm from. And his nephew was best friends with my brother.
Really?
And I bowled with him while he was on the commish. He took us bowling.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What was he like? He was a cool guy when I met him.
He was a cool guy then, too.
Yeah, he was really nice.
The commish. Come on.
I remember him saying, I said something about my wife was pregnant maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, what are you going to have? And I was like, a girl, like that. And he laughed. And then the girl that was shooting there was like, seriously? And I was like, oh, fuck, it was a joke, you dumb idiot.
Oh, I just want to look that up now just to see who
I wish I knew who she was.
I'm sure we can find out. Thanks to the Internet Movie Database.
Yeah, IMDb. God, what a fucking home run that was. If I had a nickel for every time I started a movie and I was like, who the fuck is this? Let's find out what they've been in. Oh, I know that motherfucker. That's Devin Soa.
Devin Soa.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about Trip Flip while we're here.
Sure.
So, the premise of the show. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Now, here's the thing. I've never seen the show, but I've seen the advertisements for it.
Yeah.
While I'm watching Hotel Impossible.
Oh,
with Anthony Melchior.
As long as you're on the channel, that's all that matters. That's all we care about.
Is the premise of the program that people are already going on trips and you flip it on them and you then make it their dream vacation, or is it you find random people and say, hey, if you can leave right now, you're going on vacation right now?
Season 1 was for the first half of season 1, we found people in the locations and flipped their trip.
Okay.
Problem was that was problematic because we then had to make sure that everything we did was a million times better than anything they even had planned.
Yeah.
So we would find ourselves doing things that were awesome for TV, but maybe they didn't want to do,
right.
And then we were kind of fucking up their vacation.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, fuck, and then it turned into like we had to outdo every episode. And we're like, that's stupid, and it was really hard to find couples on vacation.
Yeah.
It was extremely hard.
Really?
I can't even tell you how hard it was. It was extremely hard. So then I said to someone, why don't we just do it? Like, why don't we just get them and take them on vacation? Because that's a lot easier. And they were like, and then the network was like, let's do that. So then for the second half of season 1, we just went and we went to I think we went to LA and Vegas maybe, or a couple places, and we went and found people and took them on vacation.
Yeah.
And that worked extremely better. Like it was so much easier because you're now gifting a vacation to someone.
Well, here's my question on that: how are people able to just go? How are people able to just go on vacation?
Candidly, and I've said this on press. I don't have a problem saying this. It's television production, so there are trips. There are trips that we've taken where it's that night. There's definitely one that we did in Vegas where we told them we're leaving that night, and they had a wedding to go to, and they bailed on the wedding and left with us. That was a fucking pretty amazing one. But then usually, like anything international is like a week out, sometimes like 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
So we tell them the date.
You get passports and shit too.
Well, I sift through all that. When I crash the location, I go, do you have a passport? Are you scuba certified? Do you like adventure? I mean, the interview I do with people. So like when we go to crash an episode, like when we find travelers, I sift. What you see on TV is none of what I actually do.
Right.
What I do ultimately is I find out. I know we have like
you
9.
Send a fucking second producer over to do that.
What? No. I do all of it. I do all of it because I was very married to the fact that it needs to be real.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I don't want to cast people and just send them to there. I want it to be real, and I want these people. I don't want to say to my fucking fans, listen, I'm looking for travelers, and then know that we've casted them.
Right.
I want people to believe, which also sucks dick because then I have fans coming out. They're like, I would love to go on vacation with you, and we end up not taking them, and they've said yes, but we don't take them for some odd reason, and then you can hear them in the tweet like, Bert, please take me. And I'm like, I really wish I could, but it's that we know the trips we're taking that year, and we know what we have, and basically when we're looking for people, we're looking for the right people for the right trips.
Right.
So like my crash is often like this. Like I'll do it to you right now. I'll go. So, and this is where would you be your ideal places to travel in the continental U.S.
In the continental United States.
Continental U.S.
I would love to take a trip to Seattle.
Okay. Where, like, if you had to name top 5 places you want to go.
I want to go to Seattle. I want to go to Cape Cod. I want to go to Lake Michigan.
Okay.
I want to go to Montana.
Okay.
And I want to go to Texas.
Perfect. Now, I know in my head as me that we have Seattle and Texas on our list.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, so now in my head I'm like, all right, for those 2 trips, we have bull riding in Texas, and we have the Space Needles and salmon throwing in Seattle. We have seafood. We have a lot of seafood. So in my head, I start now trying to figure out.
Yeah.
So those are the two. So now, do you consider yourself adventurous?
Sure, of course.
Like how adventurous? Put a face on it for me.
Well, I mean, I would be on zip lines if the weight limit held.
Okay.
But they don't.
Do you like barbecue?
Love barbecue.
Would you ride a bull?
Oh, man, I would love to ride a bull.
Okay, perfect. What kind of music can you do? Top 5 bands. Tell me your top 5 bands.
Dave Matthews Band.
Okay.
Weezer, The
All right.
Shins,
Okay.
Metallica.
Okay.
And Shooter Jennings.
Now I've assessed out of that you like good music and you like music played by musicians. So in my head I go, now I know we got the Courtyard Hounds, which are the Two Sisters and the Dixie Chicks. So now in my head I'm already like, all right, this is a good one for Austin.
Right.
You'd be perfect for Austin. You'd get on a bull. We could take you. You'd really appreciate the music. You love barbecue. So you're a home run for Austin. And now if your chick's into it, I'm like, bam. So we get done the interview. I go, awesome. And I talk to my producers and they're like, what do you think in Austin? I'm like, fucking Austin. And that's how it goes.
Oh, that's kind of.
And so you kind of like, it's like you know what trips you're looking for and you know what people you're looking for and you know you need them. Like when we were going to Australia, first thing I asked for all those trips are, do you have a passport?
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah. And like, and it's ready to go. And they're like, and you see them light up. Yeah. I go, are you scuba certified? And they're like, yeah. And then I remember one girl was like, I am, but he's not, but he can get certified. So like you know what you're looking for and you're just trying to fit the perfect people for the perfect trip.
First of all, it's amazing to me you're running into people that are saying, yes, they're scuba certified.
Oh, you'd be shocked. A lot of people are scuba certified. And here's the other crazy part about this show is that we have also realized in making season 2 that a show is better if we customize the trip for them a tad bit. So we have like 3 things that we know we're going to do, and then we find out what they're into, and we make sure we do stuff that they really love because that makes for a better show too. It's a really, it's a process it's an interesting process making that show because I am pot committed to making sure it's authentic. Yeah. Like I want it to be as real as possible.
That's good.
But it makes it really hard to do. Like, it would be so much easier if it was just bullshit. We were just like, like fucking Pawn Stars, and we just rolled in people. We're like, he's gonna have a sword, and you're like, well, looks like you have a sword on your hands. I'm gonna say that's $55. I'll give you 57. Okay. Or like the Storage Wars. That's such bullshit.
I love Storage Wars.
Storage Wars is such. Let me tell you what fucking makes me irate right now.
Oh,
okay, because now this is someone who to the best of my ability, I've tried to keep my show as honest in every respect. Every reveal we do for an activity, I don't want them to know about until we roll up. Right. I want real reactions. I don't let our crews take like 4 or 5 retakes of a reveal. Yeah. It's that is what it is. Is fucking the restaurant show where they come in, they go, your restaurant's got problems. We've
Restaurant
been here
Impossible or Kitchen Nightmares?
One of the two. I forget which one it is, but here's what drives me nuts. They set up hidden cameras.
Oh, fucking... Are you talking about fucking... You're either talking about Mystery Diners, which is such bullshit, or you're talking about Restaurant Stakeout.
Restaurant Stakeout.
Which is also bullshit, but not as bullshit.
Well, they're both bullshit because they set up hidden cameras, yet everyone has clean audio. What the fuck?
Everyone has clean audio. Everyone signs releases.
Yeah. Who the fuck? That makes me so fucking pissed. I literally called my sound guy. I go, how are they miking this fucking bar? Yeah. How is it that these people's audio is clean?
Bar rescue, too. Fucking bar
I'm like,
rescue,
are you fucking shitting me? You've got guys saying, like, they've got drug problems and they're sleeping with people, and they sign a fucking release? You would never greenlight that show. That's fucking such bullshit.
It's insane. It's insane. That fucking... Restaurant Stakeout. Restaurant Stakeout's bad, but if you get a chance, it's coming back, I think, next week. Just fucking DVR one episode of Mystery Diners.
Really?
And you will lose your shit. Like, I watch it just to get mad about it. Because there's some of the worst acting I've ever seen on television happens on Mystery Diners.
Makes me fucking crazy. Because I'm like, look, I know the ins and outs of production. Yeah. Like, I know how this works. That's not real. Yeah. Like, that's... You will never find a couple of 3 really attractive people, 1 guy, 2 girls, sit at a bar and then wonder out loud, where is the bartender? How come the bartender's not here? We've been here for 15 minutes.
How long have we been here?
And then clean audio on that, and I'm like, and they all sign releases? Makes me fucking insane. makes me fucking insane.
I get into that too, and I sit there and I watch television shows, and I know, even though I know how production works.
But what sucks is like the last episode, like the Vegas episode we did. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, all my children, this was the realest television's ever been. Mm-hmm. We're down at like the 16th Street Mall looking for travelers in Denver, and I tweet, I am standing on the corner of this and this. Anyone want a free vacation? Come find me. There's a couple, Kim and Kyle, that are 3 blocks away. They read my tweet because they're fans of my podcast. They're fans of Joe's podcast.
Right.
And they read my tweet. They literally get on their fucking bike and drive up, and it was so perfect. She's on the back of the bike. He's on the front. He's like, we want to go on vacation. They drive up. It looks so fucking staged. I can't even tell you. Like, if you see it, you go, that's bullshit. Even me. And I remember, I even say to the camera, this looks too good to be true. Like, I was like, cut. Like, this is fucking impossible. But that's how that works. Is like you send out a tweet and they come and it's fucking, you try to keep something real and it's not. That's why podcasts are so great. Because like my daughters come in without panties on. Sure. That's real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Podcasting is the right now, podcasting, I think, is the purest art form.
Yeah.
That at least in comedy.
It's the purest choice to use our voices.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
And you're on the biggest podcast in the world.
Joe's podcast is number 1 right now.
Joe's?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. Good for him.
I wonder what I am.
You're number 32.
Shut up.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, seriously?
I looked it up 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You're doing all right.
I feel fucking good.
You're doing all right.
Is that why you're here?
No.
Or did you want to see the ManCave?
After I'd agreed to do it, I said, I should listen to your podcast.
Oh, really?
So then I went in and I looked at the list and I was like, I kept scrolling because I was like, he's got to be in the top 100. So I scrolled and I found
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could list the top 32.
You can't because what happens is the algorithm iTunes uses, it factors in new subscribers. If a brand new podcast drops, and immediately will fucking skyrocket, you know. So that's the thing you got to be aware of. But like people like Rogan, Corolla,
Marin, guys.
Us. And what happens? The thing with Corolla is he gets to aggregate five fucking episodes a week. So that aggregates into his overall numbers for the Adam Carolla show.
So he does. What do you mean?
He does 5 episodes a week.
What?
Yeah. He does it like he treats it like a fucking radio
show.
So
if I did more episodes a week, would I get better numbers?
Yeah, you'd jump up a bit, yeah.
Oh, then I'll do 2 a week.
Yeah, do 2 a week.
Fuck it.
Do 2 a week.
You're going up this week then?
All right, fine.
I don't give a shit. Fucking lock and load this bitch.
And then when you need me again, I'll swing up. It's fine.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I fucking had a great time with you, man.
It's been fun, Bert. I'm glad that we did this.
I'm really glad we did this.
You're a guy I've seen on television, and I've gone, I enjoy that guy. That guy, I like that guy.
Until you saw wait till you see my man cave.
I heard you had a man cave. And then
so scale of 1 to 10. Scale of 1 to 10. How's my man cave rate?
I like the look of your man cave a lot, and I will say it's mostly because of just the way it's designed. It's not like here's the funniest thing in the world to me. There's a Wikipedia article for stripper poles. Okay, so you go to the Wikipedia article for I don't know how the fuck I found it one day, but anyway, clicked on the Wikipedia article for stripper poles, and you know how Wikipedia has a picture sometimes.
Yeah,
I clicked on the picture, and it was in the picture of the stripper pole. It was everything you would imagine being laid about the house in a house that would have a stripper pole.
Yeah.
So there's like a Goodfellas poster that's not hung up on the wall yet. There's a fucking there's like duct tape somewhere. It's like all these little things that the picture's huge, so you can. It's the funniest fucking picture in the world.
Really,
everything you imagine when you think someone who has a stripper pole in their house.
Yeah,
this is what they like. Everything like that is in here. Now, tell me to your man. When you think man cave, you think maybe the man cave has a stripper pole. Maybe it's that kind of a situation.
Yeah,
but when you get here, I will say this: your man cave is very classy.
It is classy. It smells good too. Doesn't
it's a finished garage, but anyway,
it's a. And then opens into the backyard with pavers. You haven't even seen the outdoor shower yet.
What?
Yeah, outdoor shower.
For what?
For me, showering outside. So I can be a fucking monster. I fucking love showering outside. I will shower tonight. As a matter of fact, as we're sitting here talking, I was thinking I'm going to shower outside tonight. As you were telling me that, I was like, I would definitely want to shower outside tonight. It's the fucking best.
It's not like you're getting out of a public pool and need to go into the fucking...
Oh, you never showered outdoors?
Well, I mean, I have when I've been camping, yeah.
No, I'm talking like professionally showered outdoors.
No, I've never.
Oh.
What am I, Samantha Brown? I'm not showering outdoors.
That should be a show. Outdoor showers.
By the way, Samantha Brown, excellent body on Samantha Brown.
Amazing.
It's fucking.
And she just had
her.
twins.
Good for you, Samantha.
She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous and she's cool as shit.
And her jackets always fit. That's what I like about her being on the Travel Channel.
I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
I just want to state, Adam, I love you. I enjoy. I've 1 week I got through all 62 episodes of Man vs.
I've seen
Food
every episode of
that
Man
were
vs.
on
Food.
Netflix.
Yes,
and it was great, and I loved it, and I enjoy you quite a bit. I picked up your book. Okay,
America the Edible.
yeah. But here's the deal. All I'm saying, just go up a size on the jacket. That's all. That's all I'm saying, Adam. That's literally all I'm saying.
Adam, I think you look beautiful. I think you have nothing to change.
He looks great.
He looked great.
And he would look so much better if he had a jacket one size up. One size up.
I don't know
They've
what he's
put
talking
me in
about, Adam.
stuff like that. Listen, on Attack of the Show, they put me in stuff that doesn't quite fit, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't wear this.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say this on Adam's behalf. I know for a fact he took over his wardrobe duties.
Good.
Like when he started, I think he does all his dressing now. He's very into fashion, oddly enough. But I think the first few episodes, you definitely get, or first few seasons, you definitely get notes from the network of what you want to look like a little bit. So I'm sure he didn't have much to say in that, but he definitely has taken over his wardrobe.
Well, I mean, if you're taking over your wardrobe, Adam, hear me out. Just one size up. Just one size.
We got to get him on Nerdist.
I wanted Adam on Nerdist. I'm not kidding. I said this.
He'd be great with you guys.
I said this to Harwick. I was like, I want to get him on the podcast. He's like, oh, you think so? It's like, yeah, he'd be good.
He'd be great.
And like always happens with Chris, we say that, and he says, sure, and then we just completely, it just goes to the wayside for some reason.
Well, I'll set you up with Adam so you guys can have him on. He'd be a great guest.
Yeah.
Smart as fucking shit.
Yeah, he went to like
Yale.
He went to one of those.
He's one of those fucking All right, I'm gonna go have sex with my wife.
Enjoy. I will pull a train.
Do you have anything to promote?
Just watch the Nerdist on BBC America, 10 p.m. on Saturdays.
Nice.
Enjoy that. Download it. If you've never listened to it, try it out. That's it.
I'm going to probably put this up next week.
Great.
I'm going to do 2 a week. You and Kira Sultanovich. You know Kira?
I don't know Kira.
Oh, she's fucking amazing.
All right.
She's a road warrior. Hey, I really appreciate you coming over.
Thanks, Bert.
Thank you. I love you.
Finish graph.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.